big in Tokyo. I wanna be big in Tokyo. Big in Tokyo. I wanna be big in Tokyo. Big in Tokyo. I wanna be big in Tokyo. Big in Tokyo. I wanna be big in Tokyo. Drink all the sake I want. Read all the manga I want. Wear all the babe that I want. Buy all the J's that I want. Be with any girl that I want. Drive any car that I want. I'm always out of the country. I'm sorry if I ain't home. If the money ain't calling, I never answer my phone. You can see the flow in my chakra. All we smoke is homegrown. You know the boy love ramen. Probably sipping on miso. I know a spot that has shield. I got a spot that has deals. Wait till I get a kimono. I'ma swag it out in my dojo. Some girls are asking for a photo. I guess this happens in Kyoto. When you young and poppin' in Kyoto. I ball with all of my nakamas. I dance with all of my nakamas. I drink with all of my nakamas, yeah. I only listen to Cole. I touch down with peace. Hiro isekai, shinara irekai. You are my enemy, you are no friend of me. You covered in jealousy, we only drink Hennessy. Big in Tokyo, I wanna be big in Tokyo. Big in Tokyo, I wanna be big in Tokyo. Big in Tokyo, I wanna be big in Tokyo. Big in Tokyo, I wanna be big in Tokyo. When I got money, you know it. When you got money, you blow it. How might you caught me a rollie? I'm living like Zach and Cody. Sweet like from young in the OG. From young, we learned to maneuver. I pick up and skirt in a Uber. I grew up with killers and shooters. No tell, but I think I'm cooler. I used to sleep with a deuce. I'm the moon god, got the juice. You switching sides like the man Bruce. Tight circle, cut the loose ends. No, I can go on vacation. You cannot escape from the matrix. I wrote all this shit in the basement. Art is my new occupation. Let's meet up at Kennedy Station. I've been at studio all day. I'd rather just make it the hard way. Sitting back while I'm looking up. Remember backyards cooking up. I just wanna be big. I wanna be big. Big in Tokyo. I wanna be big in Tokyo. Big in Tokyo. I wanna be big in Tokyo. Big in Tokyo. I wanna be big in Tokyo. Big in Tokyo. I wanna be big in Tokyo. Drink all the sake I want. Read all the manga I want. Wear all the babe that I want. Buy all the J's that I want. Be with any girl that I want. Drive any car that I want. Drive any car that I want.
I said my day never had a chance.
Yeah, but yeah. I mean, you could still probably chime in if you want for the first section if you want, Pat. If you don't have to if you don't want to. But I gotta get through these comments because I forgot to do them. I was gonna do them on the weekend, but I'm like, I deserve rest. I deserve. I'm so. This weekend I'm like, I'm not doing nothing. I'm tired. What's up? I've never been for the Hunter Slander stream for a while. Oh, okay. Well, it's happening today, I guess. I already made a video.
Big in Tokyo. I wanna be big in Tokyo. Big in Tokyo. I wanna be big in Tokyo. Big in Tokyo.
Ah, you're fading away.
Am I back?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. You know how this.
Like your voice is trailing.
This mic is literally like its gain is like right in front of it. So if I like talk away or like a little behind, like you could tell that I'm not close to it. I gotta deep throat the mic, unfortunately.
Deep throat.
You see, I was trying to hold it now. But yeah, when I heard Tagashi came back, I went to your Twitter the first thing, and I was not disappointed. The Hunter light novel's back. Yeah, it is, but I didn't know what was happening, so I woke up and I'm like, why are my Twitter DMs and shit popping? I'm like, and usually when shit like that happens, I think something went wrong. I'm like, oh, did one of my comments go too far or something? And they're like, no, Hunter's back. I'm like, oh, what does that have to do with me? They're like, we need the Slander. I'm like, all right, I got y'all. It's topical at this point, so at least it makes sense to do it. But first, we gotta get through these Tower of God comments. So Pat, just so you know, I had made a video just saying I asked the question: is are Tower of God fights good? Like, are they generally good? Are they average? Are they bad? And I wanted, so I'm just gonna literally read through the comments, go through what they're saying, and if you want to chime in, you agree, disagree, feel free. I know I remember you got to the third season. I don't remember how far you are, but yeah, you still have a lot you can input if you want, and then we'll hop into the Tagashi portion. What's up, Griever? He is back. Hunter's back. I still don't give a fuck. Neither do I, but we'll talk about it. And I gotta talk about Jay's comment. I think Jay said Killua is the greatest written character he's ever experienced in manga or anime. He's gonna cook for that. You could tell him.
What?
He's gonna cook for
He's
that.
not even the best character in Hunter x Hunter.
That's why it's crazy to me. Like, he's not even the best written character in his show. So how did you get to this conclusion? But he's gonna cook for that. He's not safe.
Like, damn, bro. You could say you like the way he's been written.
That's
more.
all you had to do. I enjoy him the most on this rewatch, but he had to go there. So it's time. But all right, say hi to YouTube, because this will be on YouTube later.
Hello, YouTube.
And we got the first comment from Traveler Stars, and he just said that they are average. That's fair enough. Okay. David says they're hit or miss, but not good enough to call him great at combat. Actually, Pat, before I even get into this, just give me your general opinion.
On Tower of God fights? Some of them are very wordy, and I have to, like, read it over and over. Like, I was saying season 1 and 2, it took a while for me to understand some of the rules. But, like, in season 3, it's like he just said fuck all of that. And it's just been niggas just, like, straight up fighting each other.
Yeah.
But I feel like when the fights are done well, they're very captivating. Like, I think of the Hidden Floor fights. I don't think he missed a single one.
Okay. Well, yeah, that Jihad with Dana Machete was pretty cool. I actually like that a lot.
Yeah.
And Nicardi and Asensio, Dada Asensio. So.
Yeah, I also really like the fight with Elaine.
Okay.
In season 2.
Kaiser versus JVG.
Yeah, and of course, I love Yuri versus Karaka. Like, that was like the first time we saw two major combatants showcase what they're capable of. The only thing I don't like is the lack of stakes that he has in his fights. I come away feeling like nothing is gonna change when I see some of the fights sometimes.
Like, this conflict is just conflict for conflict's sake, but it doesn't really mean anything.
Yeah, like the last station.
Yeah. Can agree with that.
Like, a lot of those fights were very flashy, but at the end of the day, like, nothing came of it. All that happened was Calivan sat at the chair at the end. It was like, damn, I fucked up.
I'm fired. He said, I'm losing my benefits, my pension. It's all gone. It's gone. He's sitting there like, dang it. Why didn't I take it serious? So, okay. Because he was very flip-floppy on his entrance. He was I didn't know what to do with him. You guys know I like Caliban at this point, but at first, I don't know what to do with that man. So he playing the piano. I don't know what he was doing, but anyways. Like, what was the piano? What was that for? I thought it used to be some, like, music-related, eloquently speaking. He a meathead. Maybe that was the point, to make me think a certain type of way. I don't know, but.
He wanted you to think that Caliban was scary. You had to insert the music in your head. Like, da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da, da-da-da. That's what he wanted.
You love that Ace Attorney OST, baby. But all right. Yeah, I love that. That's so good. So the comeback. Wait, comeback what? I don't know that. I don't know what you're talking about. But okay, so Raul said, I've noticed that it's hard to follow fights sometimes, but I thought it was by design. Maybe depicting the chaos in a fight, for example. Yeah, sometimes when I read the fights, I'm like, what's going on? I actually have I don't know if you've had that problem, but I personally believe it's been exacerbated in the third season. There's a lot of pop cool overlays and a lot of flash and filters. But I'm like, I don't actually like. I understand White did a big horizontal slash, but but after this is just a bunch of like cool looking effects to me that doesn't really mean anything. I don't know what's going on.
I've seen some panels, so I can agree with that.
Yeah, just remind me exactly where you were when you stopped. Did you get to the White and Bam stuff or no?
No, I stopped like right before that. The last thing I remember seeing was Yo Love showing out for a little bit, and then Ivanka was just standing there for like 5 chapters in a row.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, all right, I'm done. She's not doing anything.
Okay. I got you. Recently, I see you be spamming long ass panels back to back. Yeah. Especially when it comes to Shinsu fights. I would agree with that. Like, it's just like the one, because I still enjoyed the Caliban and White showcase, but a lot of it has good panels that I like. But if you're talking about the consistent flow, I don't see it. Like White cutting through the essence of bravery energy to just kind of like, it's almost like you couldn't see Caliban through all of it, and he just cuts him and reveals him like, there you are. I'm like, oh, that was cool. I'm like, you cut the bush, and you just saw him like hiding under there. Like a lot of good panels, but the flow was gone. And I think you said this earlier. I would argue that when the fight is good, is really good. So I like Anak versus Rand. I like Rand and Iniesta. I like that fight a lot because of the machete line. I think it's so cold about tanking the hit. Don't try to dodge your RAA swordsmanship. You just take the hit. You hit him something harder. Like that's some teach shit. I like that. That's cold. I like Kaiser Name Hunter versus Juvial Grace. That's the one where I think his choreography was probably near its best, because I don't know if you remember, Bam was on the blue ore and he's kind of bobbing and weaving through her weapon needle inventory, and it looks really good. And he was getting these like really like Capriora type kicks in too. Like he was kicking like that fight was really good. That Jihad obviously versus Bam is really good. I think that one also has a lot of intrigue, because it's like a regular versus like the data of an irregular when he was climbing. Like, how would this actually go now? Like we're like actually have this level of intrigue, and with Bam's first encounter and he saw a monster and freaked out and still got bodied, you were actually like, oh shoot, like okay, maybe he's gonna get pushed now. I don't know what's gonna happen. So I think that fight is also really good. When people started flying, Ish just went chaotic. Yeah, there's that too. There was a point that somebody, I don't even know if it was you, Pat, but someone said something about the problem with having characters that fly in series and what it does, but I don't remember the comment. If I remember it, hopefully I remember if it comes back. So High and Low said, like you said,
interesting.
Yeah, fights are very hit and miss, and in season 3 he's messed up a lot. He's missed a lot, but fights in Tower God thrive most when the emotional investment is heavy. For example, I think Bam vs. White on paper is very well drawn. I think it's a good action sequence. That being said, it's the worst fight in the series. I have not been the same since. There's no emotional investment because we know how it's going to go, and we don't like where it's going. It's pretty though. Kind of echo those sentiments. Like the beginning of the White and Bam fight is actually not badly choreographed. The way that Bam was having to dodge his swordsmanship or whatever, and I don't know what happened, but that fight was, I don't know if there's like emotional stuff in there, because they have history and you've been waiting for White to make his move, but the timing just seemed very, very weird in my opinion. But I think the way SIU colors has changed and has affected the fights. Look at season 2 and 3, you can see the difference. I think there's a big difference here. So Dan Green, there's 22 replies here, so I'm gonna go through these. That's crazy. Dan Green says, Bam versus White is easily top 5 fights in Tower of God. Stop being a sheep and listening to all the trolls on Reddit and manga helpers. Bam versus White had one of the best fight sequences, action, emotional toll, and pull behind it, and development for both White and Bam. I think this is one of those instances where it's fine to say, hey, I enjoyed it. You don't gotta lie, you don't gotta be disingenuous. You don't gotta lie about it. Like you like the fight, that's okay. Like everything he just said about that is wrong, except for the action sequence. Like objectively, like he's very wrong about this. So I mean, shout out to you, Dan. I mean, you're allowed to believe what you want to believe, but again, sometimes guys, it's okay to be like, hey, I know no one likes this. It's not very good. I had fun. I laughed. It was cool, and I moved on. You don't got to do all that. I don't like points like that because I'm like, why be dishonest for dishonesty's sake? You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. Like for example, whenever a close combatant is fighting, the fights are very well done, such as Indiana versus Rand, Anak versus Rand, Bam versus Jihad. Where SIU clearly shows the actions being done. I feel like SIU has been neglecting showing action sequences. I think the series would benefit from a more traditional manga framework. All the explosions and huge monsters seem to struggle on the Web 2 strip, in my opinion. That's a very interesting way of looking at it because of the long strip format. Do you think it's harder or easier or just a different in the way you have to craft a fight? What do you think, Pat?
It's definitely a different. What's the word that I want to use? Different style or different way that you have to handle it when you have a long strip, because it's like there's advantages. Like you can show like if somebody is dropping from a tall vantage point, you can further accentuate that by going down multiple pages. But at the same time, you're kind of limited to what you can do horizontally.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas in manga, like it's more like a traditional comic book format. So it's like this page, that page, this page, boom, impact page. So
yeah, I feel that.
To give the safe answer, they both have their advantages and disadvantages.
That's probably how I see it, though. Like, I just think it's a different type of animal to tackle. You know, the traditionalism, you could still do it, but like you could probably make it work with the flow with one long strip. But yeah, I just think it has its strengths and weaknesses. Like pros and cons, I would actually say. Top 5, what is he smoking? It's not top 5. The answer to what is being discussed is no. Who's being a sheep? Sounds like a webtoon comment if them ninjas were eating that fight up. I would again, let me go through the rest of it and see if anything interesting here. So, development. So, Dragonborn said development for Bam. Like, what? Self-realization, knowing he was lied to, resolved to make a change at that given moment. He's lying. Oh my God, why are you lying? There's no need for this. That given moment, instead of running, listening to others, Caliban last station, also him finishing a fight completely helps his character. I disagree. It ain't even that pretty. You are stuck on Bam. The fight sucks. If you love it, cool. No need to assume people who decide are doing so because they're being led to. Thank you. That's all I cared about. That's all I wanted. Thank you, Ashu. I just wanted to say that's all I wanted to. After rereading, I don't think season 3 is as bad as people say to be. Bam versus White isn't as bad as I originally thought. I still wouldn't put it up there with my favorite fights like Bam versus Dada Jihad or Rand versus Indiana, but I would still say it's a good fight. Self-realization, like how? Couldn't lie to him about Arc Raptor instead of holding Quinn accountable for lying. He did nothing and moved on without listening to others. Bro, if he fought Caliban, he would have died 10 times before we could do anything. It doesn't help the fact that the power-up that Bam got to finish White wasn't even built up properly and he was just there to beat White. Bam versus Dada Jihad, I would say, did it better. There's more. Show more replies? Yo, I never see that. I never seen that in my life. That one exists. I thought it showed more, and that's it. There's show less. I've never seen that before, but that's crazy. Okay, hold on. Wrong again. Bam power has been built up to show how drastic and different his Shinsu is from others. He said he put Shinsui. So I'm guessing he's not an English speaker. So though that big shock he was able to draw his Shinsu better and use it at a more advanced state compared to when he fought Dada Jihad, where he was literally only using the inklings of his original Shinsu. Could have been built up better, yes. Does it fit with the theme and the overall dark change? Yes. Oh my God, Pat, he's lying. I promise he's not telling the truth. This is not the truth. It's fine. Y'all just over criticize SIU's work, but I highly doubt any of you can make 1/4 of an interesting, compelling story as him.
Oh, brother, not that argument.
But remember, Pat, that doesn't work with me. I have published short stories. You can't say that to me. And I have articles that have been very well received. At the end of the day, as a writer, you could say, sure, I can't make a webtoon or graphic novel, but you actually cannot use that argument against me. It doesn't work with me. So you still lose, Dan.
Oh,
Oh,
Sorry.
you got
dang.
on that dang. That's nah. This is the guy I was telling you
Oh,
about.
okay. So yeah. He's lying. I don't know why. It's okay to like it. How you doing, Miles?
How you guys doing? I see that you are reading these interesting comments about what makes good shit. I think this guy has absolutely lost his mind, but I'm gonna be respectful today. It's about being nice.
I'm not. I'm choosing violence because I think he's just being disingenuous. Again, like I said earlier,
No,
Miles,
I think
it's
he
okay.
genuinely thinks this.
No,
I think he genuinely thinks it.
but like him saying like you guys are being sheep because you don't like it. What? Like that's the type of stuff I don't really like.
Yeah.
And then he did I think someone said, yes, the classic. You say it's bad, but you couldn't do better argument. Like, thank you, Hilo. Like, come on, man. But okay, hold on. So it's fine. Awkward work. Anyone was interesting. Get off your high horse. SC did a good job, and the build up tension and fight was done in a great way. Could he have held Kun accountable? Yes, but he could have. But that would simply be him backtracking. The only person he has to blame is himself. Could have easily had given Prince or any of them a call through the pocket, but didn't. Him lashing out on Kun is stupid, but when he had the resources to speak to them his whole time, it's immature, and that in itself is not taking accountability on his part. Learn how to read and understand the character. Y'all want Bam to take 5 steps, then 10 steps backwards. Make it make sense. Bam has no reason to hold Kun accountable. Bam has no reason to hold Kun accountable. He held himself accountable, and White who did the killing. Simple. Wrong. All right, so let's unpack that. Oh boy. So, did you guys know that when someone is changing for the better, it's not always linear?
Oh no! I mean, it's almost as if like we've lived actual real lives.
It's almost like change can be conflicting. You might take 10 steps forward, but then take a couple back because it's not that easy to change. It's like, Now, while I argue Uro-chan went too far with this, one thing I've always said is she didn't have John have one flashback and change his whole personality 180. He constantly struggled with the very thing that he was like, mentally struggling with. And he would, sometimes you think, okay, maybe he's good with it. And then he would just see something and he's like, yo, these effing royals, these blah, blah, blah powers, hierarchy, ray-tay-tay. So.
He would get triggered.
What is this dark change again that keeps being brought
I don't
up?
know. He's the exact same character. There's not a single thing that shifted in any direction.
He's the same person. That's what I don't like. This guy doesn't get. Bam is the same guy. He said it from an early on point. Even as season 3, it's been reiterated. Mm-hmm. He says, "I'm not a good person. I'm not gonna look away from these dead bodies because this is all my fault. Mm-hmm. I'm a dickhead." He gets it. There's no dark change. Bam isn't going and hiding in the shadows and looking around like he's Batman. Like this. Like what are we talking about?
I don't know. Hold on, go to the chat real quick, and then Pat, you can comment. Where are your best-selling manhwa credentials? Your paperwork? I don't got any, bro. I'm late, but you're all the same. What's up? How you doing? It's all black and white. Click shows kill. You lose it. Good day, sir. Put your credentials on the table. He is the slave in utero. That's good. I like that. Shit, I lost where I was. If you can't write a paragraph like Tolkien, don't speak to me on writing quality for real, brother. He needs to get SLU's me out of his mouth. Damn, I didn't even think about the fact Bama's never called up his homies anytime. That's crazy. He hasn't. I was losing my mind during that whole thing. He disliked the comment. Yeah, I did. I never did that before. Really. When Bonjour mon coeur. He was blaming himself for Arc after Prince's death. Wait. Miles, he burnt some random souls. You're a darker person now. Bam don't got the chin to be Batman. Bam and Gotham. Oh God. Okay. Let me see if this keeps going. Anything interesting? That is no build up like Leviathan. Also, shut up about dark change. He didn't change a bit. Hold on. No, I'm sure he did. He's still the same person, but without a single change. We'll be being a little talking today, guys. If you saw a change, show it to me. I maybe can't draw, but I for sure can think of a better ways to do the arc. Okay, Edward Kenway. Yes, sir.
We're going crazy.
Shout out to Assassin's Creed. He blamed himself, okay, but it's also Kun's fault. He didn't tell him. If my friend don't tell me that my friend died by an asshole and I learned it from him, I would be pissed. Then again, I don't think Bam sees them as friends in the first place. Also, It's Kun who shares info and contact with the others under the group, so it's his fault that he didn't share it. Ultimately, Bam was operating on not the truth. That's really the main takeaway here. It's hard to make informed and right decisions if you're operating on misinformation, which is like the big topic of, the board of. Anyways, but yeah.
Wait, I'm about to read this whole thing because I came in late, so I can really get on them. Just continue that.
Okay. The classic say it's bad, so you can do a better argument. I'm also the other one I read it that said Bam vs. White was bad, and then the post got deleted. So am I being a sheep for following myself? Yes, you are. Reddit sus SF deleting a post on fiction. Fair. We can disagree, but still try to see us side of the argument. As someone with common sense and not being a sheep like everyone else, uses context clues and knows how to read between the lines and understand the character. It's rare, and I agree there are fights better than Bam vs. White, but the fight is still great. Yes, just because someone agrees with you means others are being a sheep, and just because others agree with me doesn't mean what you said is true. I said what I said. You did too. We're clearly not getting anywhere, so this convo was pretty much over. Bam vs. White. Top 10 fights. Is there 10 fights in this? I mean, maybe probably top 10. Top 3 fights in the season 3 so far. That's not really saying much. All right, man. Shout out to you, Dan. That was fun. I've never seen show even more replies before. 32 replies to that? They were not moved by it. They were not moved. Okay. Let me see what the chat's saying.
People, I don't think he's.
Stop.
He's not lying. I think he's just actually a moron. That's it. Like, some people just aren't, and that's not even saying he's like a stupid person. I just genuinely don't think he understands anything that he's talking about. There's just people like that.
It's like, okay, I kind of excel at talking about storytelling because this is academically what I was good at, But if you put me in a room with some mathematicians, look how incompetent I look in seconds. Maybe critical thinking is not this man's forte.
It is not, obviously.
Deconstruction and analysis of literature and text, this might not be his thing. Maybe he's like a brilliant physicist. I don't know. So, but shout out to you, though. That was entertaining. High and Low said, like you said, fights are very hit and miss. And in season 3, he's... Oh, wait, I read that already, didn't I?
Yeah. Did you read my comment?
No, I'm not there yet.
Okay, I was just making sure.
Sorry, I'm not agreed. Tower of God fight are not mediocre.
I'm not agreed.
So please explain. He asked you to explain in the video if you disagree. Elaborate, because I think they're average at best. I mean, you don't want.
So we got a person that has no reading comprehension and a guy that can't write. We're learning a lot today. I see how this is going.
That Bam Shinsu power is black, but we've already seen Bam Shinsu on the hidden floor. This wasn't a new thing. That's the only thing I was saying. Mario Cat. I miss that a lot of attacks became energy beams. There are worse offenders, and there are and he could be very good when emotional stakes. Kaiser and Neda ran versus Anak, and with White, it's not bad, but why that fight has no real reason. There you go. See, someone being honest. I enjoyed it, whatever, but that fight had no purpose. That's all you have to do. You don't have to lie. That said, he makes good moments in fights and what trick characters can pull up. And it's fine. And God of High School is the action manhwa that's out there currently, not fair. That was his strength since the start of the fighting tournament. Fun vibe. I could just say because I compared just so you understand that part. I compared SIU to other creative teams and webtoon creators, especially specifically on Naver and Line. So like God of High School, I talked about Noblesse, Gosu and stuff, and how that even if he's good, I do think comparatively he's lacking. I don't know if you guys agree with that. And I just mean choreography. I didn't fully lean into the emotional aspect because I didn't feel like doing it. If I made this video maybe 3 years ago, I would have added that part. But like fights should be happening to happen at this point, so I don't really. I didn't want to get into that.
My experience is but I would agree with that. His choreography doesn't match up with some of the others that I've read.
It's really like it's really weird. I would agree. Like if we're talking like Goshu or God of High School, yeah, I would agree. I think SIU's biggest issue for writing and even fights, it's always just gonna be consistency. That's the thing. Because when I see him do something like Elaine in Bam, I know you know how to do it.
Yeah.
Like, you can. Like, I have faith in you. It's the same thing with Oda. when Oda's in his bag, he's in his bag. You can't tell me that man can't write fights. But then sometimes it's like, oh, this is kind of mid, bro. Like, it's just I think consistency is the biggest issue of his.
Yeah. And so many things are just very jarring. So yeah, but all right. Childish New Jab Best. They were good to me only in season 2. Season 2 is definitely where I think they're the best. For season 1, he was still finding his footing, so I give him that pass. That's fair. However, season 3 fights aren't hitting for me. In season 3, the fights are just bland. There's no creativity in the choreography, no forces conveying behind the punches or kicks, and that white trails, filter, whatever they obscure so much, and it makes it difficult to follow the fights. The fight with Yas, Ratcha, and Yama was shocking only because of the conclusion, and that did nothing else for me. Let's not even mention Bam versus White. Take Gosu, for instance. When the MC does his martial arts, you can feel the force behind his. I've always said the way that Gosu kind of emphasizes movement and like force of a strike. Like you'll see them spin and strike, but like you could see all the torque and the motion and them actually spin. Like it's conveyed so well through the artistry that I really, really like. You think SLU maybe have deteriorated? It's possible that maybe his wrist and stuff hurts, but doesn't he have assistance now that I heard about? I don't know if that's I haven't really. People just be saying stuff sometimes. Like I'll take your word for it.
That's facts.
even when that news about like Tagashi came in, I'm like I didn't see no major news. I only believed it when I saw Anime News Network because I find him to be mostly credible. So, but. I was on the edge of my seat when reading Lane vs. Bam. The tactics and the choreography were just hits. Yeah, when he got bit even by Fenrir, because I thought he was strong. I thought that he kind of showcased that he was probably stronger than Kaiser. But when he got bit by the thing, and this is more about getting the name, and he was just kind of bleeding out his hand, and only she could stop it. I'm like, oh well, maybe. But yeah. Sorry, but where was I with his comment? The fight with Yama because of the end. I mentioned Bam versus White. The Gosu assistance for it's conveyed very well. SLU was good in season 2 up to the last station. Every fight after the last station feels the same. I think I agree with that. I don't know if it's the coloring and the shading.
Isn't that what I said?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. But the fights have become but some people like they cling on to it's season 3 specifically, and I still think the last station has issues. That's all I'm saying. I think you can like this is all documented. You can go see it on any of the old streams back on like Google Hangouts and one on everything. I said that I could see the fissures forming here. That could create a chasm in which we fall into a lot of problems. And I said it was starting to really rear its head in the last station, and people are like, "You're dumb and ugly and black." Blah. I mean, they didn't say that, but
Wait, I have one question for both of you then.
What's up, Lizard?
Okay.
What's up, Liz? Wait. So where would you place the Calivan versus Hajin Sung? You guys think it's good, average among the Tower of God fights, or?
It's if you were to isolate that fight as just a fight, it's really good, but narratively, it's not.
Oh, wow.
And then when you look at like the fallout from it and how it's affected season 3, and then like what has came of it, it's still not good.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
No.
Repeat that.
What do you think of the Hajin Sung versus Calivan fight?
It's got moments though. Like, I think the problem is, I think I took what he said in the blog post. It's gonna be a classic. I was like, oh shoot. I think it's one of those things where my expectations weren't properly tempered. So I was just like, whatever, I guess.
I think
it's not bad. I don't dislike it.
You could call it a classic. I think you could call it a classic in terms of Tower of God, I think.
Someone said that it meant more like hand to hand. That's what he meant. I don't know if that's true, but again,
that's not. Yeah, no.
People just be saying stuff, and I just be like, you got it. Yeah.
I will say it's kind of crazy that Anak and Rand showed more martial arts prowess in a Hajin Sung versus Calivan fight. However,
you didn't see the technician pose, bro. The technician. You didn't see the pose, the hands, the
Tiger Dragon reverse flow control definitely go crazy.
Yeah. Naya, what's the best fight in season 3 so far? I don't see that like Mule Love versus. I would probably.
That's a good question.
Off the top of my head, for some reason I want to say Calivan and White or
That's not. Yeah, that might be. Yeah.
But that's not saying much.
Bam versus White,
I want to say I'm trying to think of one of the old like beginning like Yama fights was good.
Oh, I lied. You're right. You just reminded me. It's probably Kel Helm versus Yama. I like that. I like that.
Okay.
I like the way that Kel Helm was shooting them arrows, but I don't know. Shit was clean. But D's my favorite fight. D's. Oh shit. I thought he meant delete for a second. Delete. But yeah, I would probably go with Yama and when he was kind of going to go into his full transformation against Cal Helm and his yip his little bull. So
Appa.
yip. For me, Hodgson versus okay. I actually do like the little Holland and Pudidi and tag team little thing. That was good for me. There's a lot of small things there that I can appreciate. How are people feeling with the most recent fights, like Gaspacha versus the Frog is a perfect example of how bad the fights can get, where you don't even know what's going on half the time. Jinsung versus the Branch Dude has been a mixed bag. I think from a choreographer, I think it's hard to tell what's going on sometimes. That's been my biggest problem recently, where I'm like, because someone said that I think with this recent chapter that like I thought Bam like weaved and like went under Holland's like ethereal animal seal looking sea creature thing, but someone's like, no, he like Scorpion come over here to me. I'm like, I can't effing tell. I don't know. But yeah. Ranico versus Crab. Stop. Not the crab.
Hey, Mr. Krabs go kind of crazy.
Tamatoa wasn't moving me. Every Friday, the last station feels the same. I was saying coloring. Maybe SU can learn a thing from watching Jackie Chan or Stephen Chow. Maybe he should watch Kung Fu Hustle. I love that movie. I love Kung Fu Hustle.
Great movie.
That's a great movie. Ketan says, I'm 50-50 on this. SU can make some really good fights. I agree with that. And some really horrible ones where you can't even tell what's going on because it's a beam fest. Power of beams, baby. I would also say early season 2 till the end of the data floor was when SIU was at its peak with action combat. Viole versus Rana Novik. That's actually a little underrated. It's pretty good. Ran versus the Knack. Ran's fights are just great. Ran versus Iniesta. Bam versus Kaiser. Yuri versus Karaka. Bam versus
I love Bam
Ajahad.
versus Iniesta.
I like Yuri versus Karaka a lot. Even though like it's like I like to me it was like I felt like, oh shoot, we're really seeing some like rankers and versus the high ranker type stuff, and I always liked how he would zoom out and we went to the bridge and you would see like the destruction that's happening down there, and like you guys are not ready.
Yeah.
Cross that bridge, get on the train and leave. Like you're not ready.
Yeah.
I was wrong. They're
It
ready.
was causing havoc.
Yeah, they're ready though. Not really, but all of these I'll never forget. But most of the season 3 fights fall flat and forgettable for me, unless it's Bam versus White in the Nest. That would just stick up because how badly it was done and exposed all of SC's weak points. Had fake emotional investment, zero tension, bad choreography, ruined power dynamics, and ended horribly with the worst possible outcome. Random power up for Rack and Aguero wasn't moving you? And well, all downhill when SLU starts to cater towards TOGs and action demographics, so every situation is now resolved with a fight, and the series has turned into another battle show. Then go ahead.
No, I was about to say, is it crazy to say the last great fight was Bam versus the Horde? Like the last truly great fight was Bam versus the Horde.
I don't think that's crazy to say now.
No. In terms of like a really good high quality fight that hits on all cylinders, like from a choreography, from an emotional investment to intrigue and stuff, and a conclusion being decent, yeah, I'd say that. Not mad at that.
Yeah, okay. That's been 2018. Goddamn.
Nah, that fight really goes down as like really one of the great. That's such a good. Yeah.
Kung Fu Hustle's getting a sequel. I don't like that.
I don't like that either.
I don't want. I'm scared. The major problem I see now is the fact that SLU is not clearly showing what's happening when there is so much stuff happening. It's like people who like say a lot but they don't say anything. Like those were a lot of words. What the hell did they mean? I totally agree with that, Barry. A simple pull instead of a swish sound effect would convey the Holland stuff. Okay, that works. Kung Fu House. Oh, yeah, I get sequel. He is ready. They not ready. Facts. Yeah, the sound effect has been poorly used this season. That guy was going crazy. He really was snapping. There's some guy named Miles. He's good. His highs and lows are very high. His highs are very high. He was very consistent season 1 and 2 to the point that it shows he knows what he's doing. But similar to even his storytelling, his ability to do fights has also diminished a lot with season 3. And even though season 3 now is a huge section of the overall story, he has already done enough to prove his great fights aren't flukes. So hopefully he gets his groove back. Feel it. You want to say anything to that, or are you good?
No, I mean that's it. Yeah, I think he's shown. All I'm saying is I think he's shown.
He
that
has really good ones. At the end of the day, I've never
Yeah.
taken that away with it. And I said there's stuff that he does well. Like I said, I always thought he was good at showing destructive scale because he would zoom out and show you. Even in the Caliban fight, I even used an example where I think Caliban gets pushed back or he pushes back hard in the song, and you see how far he slides. I'm like, dog, this nigga's strong as hell. Moonless said, if we look at top TOG fights up to the latest chapters without context, just pure fight choreography and power abilities, I'd say it evens out an average. But if we contextualize, include everything like stakes, emotion, creativity, the characters that are paired against each other, the ambience, and even the art style and art quality, after all, fights are about visuals. I'd say TOG fights are pretty amazing up to Kalachad versus Jinsung. I would rate most of them a 7 out of 10 and higher, though I didn't read TOG in a while. I might be overestimating them, but everything went downhill in season 3. Not that they aren't any good, amazing moments, just that the most fights are literally laser beams, a laser beam show. As you said in one video, I have to wait for the fight to end completely to understand what the F was going on. Didn't have any of that problem prior to season 3. Like, I don't like to comment on TOG fights and who can't win until it's over. Like, I'll just try to make sense of what I think is happening. Is the best that I could really do for you, you know? So.
Yeah.
What's up, high and low? We're just going through these comments for the time being. I gotta get through this because this is coming out soon. I love TOG fights. They are awesome and definitely hit. What did I say? I said bet. Okay. I enjoyed a lot of the fights from most of season 2. Most of the characters in the workshop battle and Hell Train arc had interesting backstories and abilities, but in season 3 it just feels like a massive laser battle that's hard to follow. Fights have become more about how powerful you are instead of how smart you are, how creative you can be. I agree with that. Do you think earlier other tactics tend to play a part in it, or was it always about strength?
Nah, it used to be tactical.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Like I
the
said,
Tower God fights?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or at least more.
like
Yeah, they were
earlier, like
extremely tactical based. Especially
it
like
had rules.
look, I think season 1, I think people underrate how good, even though we didn't have many, but the two main fights of Ren versus Adori and Nak and them, and then them versus Quattro are really, really, really good. From the context of how they're trying to like maneuver around fighting a ranker, but even like Ren, the moves that SIU draws and does are very well. Like Ren's move, of what when he fights Endorsi and Nak, and he like I forget if it's in Nak or Endorsi, but he like does like the weird like switch kick, and then he plants the foot on the ground and does the side dash thing, and then like grabs the sword out of the air. Will never not live in my head. I love that sequence of events. Like, it's just I think tactics were a real big thing. They really aren't anymore.
No. But but I think this is kind of consistent with a lot of these series. At some point, I think it mostly becomes like because sometimes people will they'll mention a bunch of things, and I'm like, and shout out to Vince for saying this. I think he said it to you once. I think it was you. He said it too, where it's like it makes too much sense, so it's not gonna happen. Like they'll be like, oh yeah, well, like I think someone today said, yeah, maybe like Bam is stronger than HxH, but HxH has more experience. When does that ever matter?
Experience.
No, like I'm being for real. Like when does that ever when has experience and like wisdom ever mattered? It's like Bam does stuff, you don't understand it, shouldn't want to you lose.
Yeah, I really think Tower of God's one of those few ones where I think like there's so many avenues in which you could play on experience, because it's like Endorsi and Anak and them are hundreds of years old. So they would have experience in certain things, but they would still probably have less experience than like a ranker of the same age. You know what I mean? Yeah. There's so many ways in which you could play the experience card and how that really shapes these people's fighting styles and how they're gonna go into fights. But you know, we gotta throw all the good shit to the wayside and
yeah.
Oh, your experience said nothing to White. Help the White with nothing when you go to ask people.
Yeah, it's just weird. Like Elaine's 1,000. Elaine should be one of the most experienced fighters, like in the crew, which she is. But like she doesn't fight, so it doesn't matter.
And
She doesn't matter.
I remember way back someone was like, but what if someone plays mind games and mentally I'm like, when have you seen that? Like until we're like I hear you, but like you're just in headcanon theory area. Like get out of there.
Wait, what do you mean by mind games? Because didn't the Korean window guy do something to Bam's? I mean, that was spells, but like.
Oh,
I don't think
that thing that makes you like want to like commit suicide or something. I mean I don't know. I think he meant more like let me think.
Oh yeah, like psychological.
Yeah, like more like you demoralize your enemy without necessarily having to throw a punch because you point out their position or how powerless they are, even if they like win this fight or something. Like you're oppressed.
Saying that to
I
a
don't know.
regular is crazy though. Like, what are you gonna say to Bam? You're powerful. Like,
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, and got packed. Labor
but
kind of did that with Caliban. Thousands of years of experience, losing to someone less than 100. LeBam James. LeBam James is crazy. LeBam James is out here.
Man,
Shout out to Joey. That's what Joey used to call him. LeBam James.
LeBam James.
Yeah.
Bam's less than 30.
So yeah. Okay, disclaimer, I'm not an action merchant. Up until season 3, SCU did a good job placing weight behind the fight, conflicts to resolve, goals to reach, etc. When he did it right. Then season 3 came in, man. I know it's more of a writing problem, but this aspect was what made the fights great. As for the choreography art itself, I've read better ones, but none as engaging as TOG fights used to be. We got Haku of the Tubes. Shout out. Follow him. That's my guy. That's like the OG. That's an OG. Even him on this platform talking about Tower God, I want to say as long as 6 years ago.
Damn.
It's definitely hit and miss. I feel like we don't actually get real fights very often. I can agree with that. They are bland beam fest. Tower beams, baby. 2, there are fights without great choreography, but are greater mostly in terms of storytelling, like Bam versus White in the Dollar Show. Or there are terms of spectacle like Urek versus Hell Joe. This is where I would compare it to One Piece or My Hero Academia. Both of those manga have fights that are great in terms of emotion or storytelling, but the choreography and overall combat writing is not very good. Interesting.
I would just agree with that.
Wait, what?
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
I think we talked about it. I mean, we alluded to it earlier, but One Piece choreography is hit or miss. Like, if we're looking at when Oda's has the time of day to do it, I don't like the thing of people saying it's the worst of the big 3 by far. It's very comparable. You're gonna have a hard time. Yeah, you're gonna have a hard time. You're gonna have a hard time finding from fighting based mangas to be able to match things like Luffy versus Katakuri, Luffy versus Lucci, Zoro versus Mr. One, Zoro versus Kaku, Sanji versus Robert. Like, these are extremely good fights with extremely good choreography, good context around why they're happening, and extremely good conclusions.
Okay. Simi said, my hero choreography is great when they actually fight. One Piece fights are hit and miss. I feel that. I like what the thing said. Experience. Kel Helm stops his fight when he sees Bam. Kel Helm is smart. Be like Kel Helm. He said, I'm not getting packed today. Sorry, what was his last point? Did I say it already? There are some legitimately great fights in terms of choreography, art, and writing for a fight. I'd say both the White versus Caliban fight fits here. Bam versus Kaiser 100%, and most recently Jinsung versus Perditi in Holland. It was nuts to get me going back through the first Jinsung versus Perditi in Holland chapter to review and take notes and seeing how much detail there was in the choreography, especially in the positioning of the characters. I think there was a couple of little action exchanges that I wasn't particularly clear on, but I just that little moment with the offensive switch and stuff, I thought there was enough there that I was like, okay, I kind of like what I'm seeing to some second. Yeti, check your phone for 2 seconds, by the way. Okay, sorry, my bad. I got you. Check the force for 2 seconds. Oh shoot! We finally got a release date for Temtem. We Temtem Tamers. Okay, September 6th. I'm in there. Yes, sir. Thank you. I'll talk about that after if I remember. Cause I actually want to talk about Multiversus too because I love what I'm seeing. I'm not gonna hold you guys. I'm very excited for Multiversus. I like what I've seen. But you guys know this is kind of my thing though. Barry Senpai. In season 2, the fights were the best. Anak versus Ran, Data versus Bam. Yep, Tower God fights hits when it has emotional stakes. Agreed. The TOG fights are good. I like the Bam versus Anak, Bam versus White, season 2. Oh, thank God. So you guys scare me sometimes when you say that. Can you guys say Hulken? Bam versus Kaiser, Erect versus Helljo, Bam versus Jihad, Bam versus White season 3. Nope, that's wrong. Yama versus Yasracha round 2. I understand this one because I think sometimes like I understand why some people like this one from a choreography standpoint, but I think the ending killed any hype and any engagement that I had with it. The Bam and Dada Jihad fight is my favorite fight, and I feel like the Yam versus Yasracha fight, but there's one problem with the Yam versus Yasracha that Sun Woo noticed. Sometimes he has boots, and sometimes he doesn't have boots, and sometimes he has a shirt on, and other times he's shirtless, and there are problems that Sun Woo noticed, and there's problems in season 3 fights, and that is laser beams is getting repetitive now, not like Bam versus White season 3, ... But there's too many laser beams and slashes, but I still like it, but Bam versus Jihad is better. I still like SLU's fights when there's emotions behind it, but fights without emotions behind it is not his specialty. His specialty is writing good characters, plot, mystery, art, and lore, in my opinion. You guys agree?
Yeah. Yes? Question?
There's a lot there. I mean, I agree with the beams part. Definitely not with White and Bam season 3. The Yama Yasracha round 2, a lot of people liked how it was playing out in terms of just what was happening on screen. But when we had that moment where like he put the fear fang in you, and then it's like
really
that's what no one was really being moved by. But I think I'm this last sentence. His specialty being good characters, plot, mystery, art, and lore. Do you agree with all those things he said, or hit and miss on some? Good characters.
Yeah, that's a strong too. Yeah, it's just hard to say because right now I feel like he's just be bullshitting.
Okay.
But yeah, I think it's fair to say that's his strong suit. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I definitely.
When he said his strongest, that's.
You said what?
I said when he's at his strongest, that's probably what he's good at, but
Okay, I got
he's
you.
not really at his strongest movies.
I think this is a panel of Caliban kneeling in both and having both arms. Oh, really? I didn't notice the I may have noticed subconsciously the shirt one, but the boots one I definitely didn't notice. I didn't notice that that's really happening, but that's like, can he go back and fix that? Like that's one of those things where like that's human error that I can kind of live with sometimes as long as it's corrected later. Because I remember when Whitebeard first shows up in the chapter. On the Moby Dick when he pulls up on Marineford, I think he's missing a scar, but it's fixed in the volume version. That's just human error. That happens. Like sometimes I had a title the other day a thumbnail the other day, and I spelled mediocre wrong. I had meaty core. That just happens. Medicore. So it happens. I am a crazy TOG fan to the point I read Daily Pass Korean Raws, even though I don't understand a single word. Not gonna lie, that's funny. Not gonna lie, TOG's fighting choreography is a 3 out of 10 for me. SEO skills are great when combining both emotional weight of action and together. There are fights like Bam versus Dada Jihad, Jinsung versus Caliban, Ram versus Anak, Ram versus Yanetta, Bam versus Kaiser, which are top fights in TOG for me. But were they that great when it comes to the technical side? No. Because in every single one of those fights, the emotional side of the fight was overwhelming compared to the technical side. I would say some of these are pretty good technically. Being the Jihad and the Kaiser, the Name Hunter fight specifically. What I mean is if you imagine and play the fight inside your head with removing the emotional parts and flashy attacks, then the fight finishes in an instant. But I don't think it's a bad flaw to have. Okay. I'll give you an example of what fights are in TOG. A magician performing a magic trick where he brings something out from his hat like a pigeon or rabbit. But here, people only claps when something new comes out of his hat. If the thing that appears is not new or is not more than the previous quantity, then people won't clap. Something new. Jihad's Cosmos and the Needle of War. Jinsung's Dragon and Tiger. Caliban's Essence of Bravery, REA Family, Swordsmanship, Kun's Lightning Technique, Elaine's Invisible Inventory, and the Wolf stuff. And most important is Bam, every single fight. I guess he's saying he always needs something bigger, newer, and flashier, or someone's not going to clap for it. I think that's what he's saying. They're saying. In most of the fights in most of the fights, one has to perform a new trick or double the quantity of the previous effort. The fights depend mostly on power ups and flashy attacks, but SIU is one of the best when it comes to managing it by adding emotional burden to the fights. I guess I have a question for you. Do you guys think a lot of these fights have a lot of emotional weight to them? Is that just me who's like, the ones that have them definitely have them, but I don't think that's a consistent thing. Am I tripping?
It's very sporadic.
I'm saying on average, I want to say no.
Meaty core stuff out. Sorry, go ahead.
I think so you can like the Bam versus White was supposed to be emotional, right? Because of what happened with what's their faces. But I don't think he just can't. I don't know. I just don't think there was any emotion. Like even when he tries to be emotional.
Yeah, I was gonna say most of the emotional stuff happens outside of fighting.
Yeah.
Like when I think of emotional moments in Tower of God, I don't go back to a fight. I always think of like when Bam finally reunited with Rack and Kun, or like within Dorsey and Anak. What's another moment?
After their death, that's super emotional.
Yeah.
I mean, there was
even though Bam doesn't care about them, but yeah.
Yeah,
that's a
fact. I feel like I feel like emotional is probably not the best word. I feel like the context or what they represent is probably better suited. Like, Rain versus Indianetta isn't like an emotional fight, but the representation of Rain being direct descendant and Indianetta not, and how that comes to fruition in their fight, and Indianetta being like, I was kind of already gonna lose from jump type shit, and like seeing those things play in different situations, I think is probably more of the interesting thing that grabs you rather than like, oh, this person did this thing to this person, so they have to do this as a result or something.
I hear you, because even at the end of the Indiana fight where he's like, don't lose to Kaiser, because he has a flashback where Kaiser understands how the great families can kind of hold you like badly, and she said I'd pay great, like, whatever for his skills, and made him a boss and stuff. So that was kind of an emotional pull there. But I'm probably with Pat. When I think of emotional moments, I'm not necessarily thinking of them mid-fight. But all right.
Yeah.
Naya's gonna go crazy with Soups. Listen, man, we don't know my main yet. We don't know for sure. Yeah, picking Superman. Naya's Gustang. Is Gustang? Wait. If Gustang shows up, will there be a fight between him and Trauma Ray? I hope so. That's what I want, or at least some discourse. And even if it's like, when civil discourse is just on the precipice of failing, like conflict is gonna happen. I want it to toe that line at least. Like someone says one thing disrespectful and they just start fighting. That's what I want. I think they have the panel of him having both arms or the efforts of bravery in the wrong hand. Okay. I can see that happening. I still need flipping the hands by accident. I can see that happening. Yama and Yaspracha could have been emotional if we gave a damn about the end of season 2. Problem with Bam vs. White is was standard, predictable, and White force. I got spit on, yeah. The Bam vs. White fight at retrospect is so much worse since Bam got another power up right after. SC really didn't need to trample my guy to give the side characters a boost. But how would Rack and Aguero keep up? How would they keep up? How did you expect them to keep up if they don't get a power up? I swear to God, that's what people be saying to me. So that's what I deal with.
It makes sense if you think about it.
Yeah, so I said for oh my lord. Sorry, where was I? We like the lore in TOG, and SU tries to flood the information from different points in the story. I don't really care. I'm not a lore guy. From fights, communication, etc. But with the information and power up stops, will people clap anymore? No. The primary issue is the power scaling and difference between ranker, high ranker, regular, and regulars to heaven and earth. There are mangas and manhwas who are in total dimension when it comes to action and fighting choreography. TOG can't stand in the same league as them in action and fighting choreography, but they can't stand in the same league with TOG when it comes to lore and world building. I don't think we can have both the immense lore or world building and good action choreography at the same time. Okay, so we got to pick one necessarily, but still we can see how good the art has progressed from season 1 to season 3. guess SLU realizes where his skills lacked and where he is good. I believe he'll make progress and master parts of the skill where he lacks as he keeps writing Tower of God. Okay. Nat, Zulu Warrior. He does a great job making specific moments during, before, and after the fight, depending on what fight seem goated. The combat is good in my opinion. I'm a meathead, so like you said, it's not his forte. Love this video. Thank you. It's Tower of Beam these days only. Scope. Depends on the fight. But I've found lately in season 3 that fights have been bogged down by a lot of visual noise. That is a great way to put it. I'm gonna start saying that. Copyright. I'll give you credit. Visual noise. That's what it is. It's clutter. As you said, SLU in the past has been really good at showcasing destructive scale, and I would tend to agree. Lately, though, I found that when he is showing the scale and the flow of the fight, sometimes being sacrificed for the sake of how the ability looks, if that makes sense. I got you saying. The where you place it still matters. Like, it looks good, but I don't know what the F is actually happening. Okay. Oh my god, that scared me.
Yay!
Slander guy.
Bonita.
No,
Peace,
the guy.
peace.
Thank you for the subscription. I really appreciate it.
Yay! Bonita.
That scared me.
Peace, peace.
I promise you, this stuff be scaring me in my ear. I have to lower that. I keep forgetting to lower it. Because one time I was recording off screen, and I guess OBS and stuff is still connected, and someone followed, and I literally screamed. I had to re-record what I was doing. I said, yo, where did that come from? But okay, I think we're almost done here. That's the issue with the fights that rely on energy blast. It's meaningless to follow unless you see the final big bang. A fight is built on direction and strategy, having strengths as well as clear-cut weaknesses and restrictions that build up the stakes. There's a reason why Bam vs. Kaiser and Dada Jihad are the two most impactful fights in comparison to most of season 3 fights. Those fights didn't rely on solely just overpowering, just an overpowering opponent along with steps being involved for Bam to capitalize and get the victory. Tower of God Season 3 fights greater than One Piece Wano fights changed my mind. I think I answered this, right? I said we're comparing garbage to trash, so like they're both stinky. So I felt that. I like the Kaido fight, though. Kaido fight's fine. And a lot of Big Mom stuff I enjoy, but, I have to suspend a lot of stuff in my own head.
I'm about to say, bro, respect Roofies.
Oh, yeah, I mean, again, that's a bit of a collective effort, so I see it a little differently, but I got you. I see people in the comments talking about Season 3 saying Season 2 was peak, but I just finished reading this week, and it's literally the same. Bam's fight with Vagarov in Season 3 was great, had impact, choreography, and anything. Then there was another Mad Dog he fought in front of Doom. Then the Test, Ranker, Pan. Each of those fights had martial arts and was greatly executed. In Bam vs. White, both used strategy. White was deflecting pretty much all of Bam's attack, and Bam won because he lured White closer and let him stab. Also, first fight of Caliban versus White was super dope, with Caliban punching White in the gut and catching his sword with his bare hands. Chan Season 3 is showing great hand-to-hand combat. The only thing I'm not a fan of is Yama's transformation. That's where all the Shinsu beams are. And I think that's the last comment. I'll do a quick refresh. Make sure that no one added anything after. Yep, that's the last one. Okay. I mean, you are technically right in the sense that I guess Bam was actually trying to lure White so he can absorb him, or whatever the case was. But I guess my issue with that is that's a very jarring change, because when has Bam ever really done something like that? So it just kind of came out of nowhere. So it's like if randomly Luffy was like, I lured Kaido over here because I knew dragons can and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, bro, what? What is you on? You don't do this? So
They're not tactical like that.
Yeah.
They're scheming.
I feel it. I know Gusang is raw. Gusang probably shows up killing people. Do you think it's possible to feel emotion from fights like Yoa versus Angel? I do, but I think there was a missed opportunity with that fight. I've always said this. A great moment. I love it. It was dope for her. Really, really cool. Young family flair came out of all those things. But her being in a kind of unconscious state while using it, so she can't actually reply to what Angel's frustrations are with the 10 great families, was the missed opportunity, because she's in a daze. She couldn't respond to it properly. and I always thought that was a missed opportunity. I think I would have felt emotion there if Yoa felt bad. Like, I really do have to become like a leader or the head of the Yan family so I can change shit. That's my take. What do you guys think?
Uh,
Season 2, the Fire Girl, when she fought Angel, when she unlocked the ability and she was flying with the barrier, that part. When she was talking about how a lot of people in the 10 Great Families come to the middle area and basically sexually assault a lot of them.
yeah, I remember that. I just don't remember the actual specific fight itself because I don't like Angel.
Fair enough.
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
No. Well, I
Oh,
mean,
I
yeah,
remember
think
now.
that
I
was,
remember. I had to think about it.
Go ahead.
What was the question? I was thinking about the fight. I
Oh,
was like,
listen, you go ahead first. While I repeat what's going on. Go ahead.
yeah, no, I was just saying, I understand why you came from back and understand why he did it like that. Like to represent the family head just being like uncaring and like there's a natural force. Like she can yell all she wants at it, but they're like, they don't really notice, if you know what I mean. Like, it's a representation of like these these pets. I don't know what the right word. Just normal people. They're trying to yell at her, yell at like a representation of the 10 year families, and they just don't notice. But yeah, but your way also makes sense to me.
Yeah. So wait, hold on. Do you think it's possible to feel emotion from fights like Yua versus Angel because it was a likable character for me? And I was saying that I always thought the missed opportunity at that fight is that Ella is in a daze, in a trance when she unlocks her fire, so she can't respond to what Angel is saying. So it's a one-sided complaint. Like you guys are out here doing all this, blah blah. They're coming to the middle area and doing what they want, and she's just like burn.
Okay, yeah, I remember this now. I actually do. Yeah, that was a missed opportunity for sure. Yeah.
I don't think it's a bad moment. I still like it. I just said that was always my issue with it.
I guess I have two questions about like this entire little concept of fights that we're on. Then,
What's up?
one is I feel like when people use emotional in fights or choreography and like technical side of it, I feel like it's not universal in the means in which everybody's thinking of it, right? So when it comes to emotion, I feel like when people use the word, did it evoke emotion? It's always usually anger or sadness.
Okay.
That's what I usually feel. But I'm like, I never heard anybody say, I saw this fight and it made me happy to see this person overcome something. I never really heard someone use like that was an emotional fight in that context. That's not to say someone has never have, but in most instances, I personally have never been asked that or like seen that.
It's
you know what I
very
mean?
rare. That's the rare emotion people speak about. You're like, did it make you feel something? So were you angry at this character?
Yeah.
You're right. I actually agree with that.
I feel like we just always go for the sad or anger part. I'm like, there's other emotions that can be hit. Like there's a lot of emotions, and then with the like, how would you guys describe technical or like what would be a good technical or good choreography for you guys? Because for me, as long as
Goku versus
I
Vegeta.
have it, yeah, like as long as I have a decent understanding of both parties' abilities, right? And I feel like they're using their abilities aptly based off like the personality and intelligence that they have, and they're intermingling in a good way, then I think it's fine. Like I don't need someone doing, I'm guessing 15 steps ahead. I blocked the fourth blow so I could hit him with the shield and then do a Batista bomb. Like I don't need all that. Like like Mr. One is literally, I just make myself a blade.
Yeah.
And he has his little things, but like there is other shit in there which focuses on cutting steel. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm curious as what you guys think.
I've been talking a lot. Do you want to go, Pat?
Yeah. When it comes to choreography, I've always said that the things that make a fight great is stakes, impact, and relevance to the story. And the way that blends into like the choreography of a fight, it's like obviously when fights start out, right,
Mm-hmm.
you're not gonna come out and oh okay, I'm gonna use my best attack immediately and then the fight's over. Bam, no. So when you see fights where people do this, like they come straight out and say like, "Oh, I have to take care of him quickly because I know he's strong and I'm gonna go all out." You can tell like the person already feels like they're overmatched.
Mm-hmm.
So things like that, where they do things like that, already convey to me how the fight is gonna go or how the character feels without having to explicitly state it. So I've always appreciated stuff like that. Um, I will say that Tower of God handles that pretty okay, where they keep my interest when they're fighting. I can see like they're using new abilities and stuff like that. When Bam is not fighting, at least,
Mm-hmm.
because when Bam fights, he just like, oh, none of my attacks are working. Then out of nowhere, he gets a new ability. I'm like, bro, what? I just be so confused.
Like I said before, more something completely different and new, or more quantity. So I think it was a good point.
Yeah, like but for the most part, like SIU, when he has two characters fighting, I think of like I would say when Calivan was doing his thing in the beginning of season 3, where he was looking for the what's his name?
He was looking for the forget me not. One of the people from the Wall of Peaceful Coexistence when he was like undercover in
Yeah,
his beret and stuff like that. I know what you're talking about.
yeah, and he was fighting like the guardians and stuff, like the people that were getting in his way, and then there was like, oh, you're a little strong, but I'm way stronger, and then like he would just punch the shit out. I was like, oh my god.
Remember when he said when it's like oh like when you get hit by this fist, you'll understand that I am showing you respect. He's like oh. He punched his yo.
I can never forget it.
You can't have one hand behind your back and talk about respect to me, bro. Beat my ass with both hands. Continue. Oh shit. Yeah. Hold on. Multiversus show me alliance. I think choreographies, how characters use their respective powers against each other. Because, for example, Lucifer category, most of Luffy moves were useless. But Snake Man categories counted instead. One of my favorite fictional fights is Kuroi Gensai versus Kano Agito from Kengan. Okay. So here's what I'll say. I think that actually you go Lizard quickly before I go dine it off and then we'll
Yeah.
move on to the next thing.
Okay. Yeah. For choreography, I think the biggest thing I think of is how the fight flows together. If that makes sense, like how the two people play off each other in a fight.
Yes.
Like if they play well, this I enjoy it. Let's say you use QG, like the way Bam and what's your name? Fucking Kaiser, Elaine. The way they like fought and the way they played off each other, like Bam would do something, and Elaine would counter with the the wolf move, like the wolf switching, and Bam would counter that, and like the way they go back and forth is so great.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, like you have fights nowadays, it's just like kind of like it's so awkward if it makes sense. Like beams and just beams. There's no back and forth that really shows the flow in a good way.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Yeah.
So to me, like so choreography is in general, I'll tell you like that. It's just the most important thing is how well it flows together, like how well the characters. If you can flow well together, I can enjoy it. But yeah,
Okay.
I think I'll say a couple of things. I think one of the issues we're having nowadays, for some reason, I get this, but at the same time I don't. Is I think that sometimes people mistaking complexity for something being extremely intelligent, where sometimes simple is better, simple is very effective, simple is beautiful. So I think sometimes having these fights have the extra visual noise. Shout out to you, Scope, and all the like stuff. It's like unnecessary. Now look at a Dragon Ball fight. Generally speaking, it's generally a lot more simple and easier to follow. I think some people will try to be like that. That makes the fight like bad or boring or not good because it's not complex enough. And I'm like, what you're failing to understand a lot of the times is that we don't always need all that. They're punching, they're fighting, and yeah, they're throwing beams, but it flows from top to like my eyes follow the action perfectly until it's time for me to turn the page. If Vegeta punches Goku and Goku blocks it and tries to counter with a knee, I can tell exactly who did what first. The sequence of events is clear to me in Dragon Ball. A lot of times in the category for Luffy fight, that's why I like it a lot, is that a lot of times too, that was clear to me. Katakuri would attack Luffy, he would dodge, attack him with a leg sweep, but then Katakuri would disappear and hide him something else. Where it's like I can see 1, then 2, then 3. That's what happened in that particular order, and I think a lot of that's been lost nowadays. I could talk about the emotional and other stuff part too, but that's not really related to choreography to my sense. But I do think that what Lizard said is apt, where like how the two characters come into contact with one another, how they play off each other, like, and because it's a little bit of time, not a little bit. A fight is a bit of a dance sometimes. Like,
Yes.
like the villain and the hero, so to speak, are the leader and the follower, and a lot of times. So and then again, are they equal? Is somebody exponentially stronger than someone else? Is there a gap, but the gap is pretty minimal? Does someone have a dangerous ability, but not particularly strong, but the other one is a hardened warrior, but maybe they're only like all they do is punch and kick? There's so many things you have to consider, and then also what's the medium? Is it a graphic novel?
Yeah.
Is it watching a movie? Am I watching animation? Is it a video game? So you gotta think about all those variables. But ultimately, I've always given Akira Toriyama credit for this, where I think that he has some of the best, just like from top to bottom, the best choreography in graphic novels that I've seen. So,
Yeah.
but yeah,
I'm not mad at
Yeah.
that.
question has a very simple and easy answer. So go ahead. There's a reason why I like kind of as a Luffy fight. It's those moments, but the fight wasn't interrupted. It'd be a very good fight for me. You know how like, after the King and the Sanji stuff, they put that compilation of just the fight together. I'm sure if someone did that for the Kaido and Luffy fight, I'd have a great time. Cause I'll have a much better fight. What makes a good fight choreography is suspense. That matters too.
That too, yeah.
I think. I guess I was talking from a more technical and visual standpoint, but
Wait, suspense in what way? What does something mean by
like
that?
what's going to happen, who's going to win, like we don't actually know, and like what happens if character A wins or if character A loses, like what will character B do if he actually takes him, like removes him from his path? Will he destroy the planet, like so stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
I can
there's no
agree to
stakes
that.
in Fusion.
Oh, you look at the way people respond to head-to-head.
Yeah, that's what I said
series,
earlier,
blah, blah, blah.
Lizard. There's no stakes.
Yeah, magical nuke, simple.
Bam's
clean,
gonna
quick,
win all the
only being
time.
able
Like
to
there's no
appreciate the
stakes.
character
But yeah.
movements. When Luffy versus Kaido was
But
going, it's
I
going.
think people get it twisted when I say stakes, though. Stakes doesn't always mean
Death.
somebody has to die.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just like
stakes can
consequence
be
for
a
your
number
course of
things.
actions.
I've always said, like,
Yeah.
one of the very easiest, simplest ones to use is just use a superhero. You save the city from alien invasion, but there's a lot of collateral damage, a lot of death, and maybe you lost somebody very important to you in the ensuing battle. You saved the city, it's good now, we got to rebuild, but maybe the government's like, I don't know about these heroes. They be bringing a lot of, now that become, like, see, like, consequences, short term and long term. It doesn't have to be death. So.
Stakes they don't even be in just action series. Like one of my favorite stakes is always example to use is iShield 21 when it was playing against Shinryuji.
Yeah.
And then fucking time was running out. Manta caught the ball. Agon was about to tackle him, and then Manta touched the out of bounds line before time ran out, and then they had to score in one play. That's stakes. I get excited every time I think about that.
Yep, sports series have it too. But all right. So ultimately, Tower God fights are just somewhere in the middle, hit or miss. I think that's the general takeaway and consensus here. I think we're mostly on the same page, comments, chat, and us in here, and myself included. So thank you for listening. So that I just did that so I could end that video like that. So I'm gonna go tinkle, and then we can start the other stuff. Just give me a sec.
Okay.
You're in charge, Pat.
I am.
See.
Yeah.
I just want to say, these people don't know how much beef was spitting earlier, because that Kuroki Gensai versus Kano Agito, that's a great fight.
Oh my goodness.
It has
I
one of
need
the
to go
best
back and
moments,
read that shit again.
dude. One of the best moments, Pat, when he does the dragon shot. He said, "Unfortunately, the dragon shot misfired." I was like, ah, I was losing it. I was like, "There's no way he can't be beat. He's a demon.
Nah, the
He's the
whole
best."
tournament, bro. The whole tournament, they're like the Fang of Metsudo. I'm just like, so he's gonna win the tournament, right? He's just going through fighting everybody, and his bracket was hard. Like he fought all the top people.
He had one of the hardest ones for sure. Yeah,
I'm just looking, I'm like,
him and Oma had the toughest ones, I think.
yes, they had the hardest routes for sure. Cause Oma fought Cosmo, Ryan, Setsuna,
He
and
didn't fight
who else?
Setsuna. He didn't fight Setsuna.
Oh, he didn't fight him in the tournament, but he fought him
Yeah,
outside of it. Yeah.
and he fought Wakatsuki Terashi, the tiger
Oh
guy.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
Like, yeah, their brackets were insane. But I mean, that's what's also like the term was so good. Everybody was like, if you really, everybody had like a hard bracket in some respect. Like it's like,
Mhm.
like I might lose, and that's why I agree with Simi on the suspense thing because I was thinking in terms of like, oh well, if you have a fight that like you already know the outcome of, there's no suspense. But like sometimes there is suspense of like, will this weaker person actually like make history and win? You know what I mean? So that does
Mhm.
contribute it. And that's why the great thing with the Fang was because it's like he's the greatest, and then his first fight is a struggle. It's like, oh, but like you can see why he's still the best.
Yeah, he
It's not
fought
like,
a tournament favorite to go to the finals, like in round one.
yes, it's like, because sometimes I think some series does this too work bad when it's like this is the strongest guy ever and he basically just one taps everybody. Like no one's trying to see that. Like
Mm-mm.
I'm trying to see people where it's like this guy could like accidentally use the wrong move and be like, "Dang, I'm kind of fucked up here." You know what I mean? And play off that. That's what that would be cool to me, and that's why I like Kingen because they tell you like it's all about using the right technique, not the best technique, the right technique at the right time. If, if this guy does something and I go for a kick when I should have gone for a punch, I'm getting punished for it as I should. That's on me.
Oh, really?
Wow.
He's back.
All right. You know what time it is.
Back to take his crown.
Let's see.
Pat.
What should I title this?
Yeah.
Togashi Stink. And
Hmm.
X Hunter
Where'd he go?
is. Oh, I'm here. I'm here.
Well,
Wow.
oh,
All right.
so what's next?
Hunter. Hunter.
He said he was going to talk about Togashi.
Ah,
I lost. That's
that
all I'm
one.
gonna say.
You lost?
I lost.
Did you though?
Yeah, no.
Bro, they're getting 4 chapters. Like, it's very unserious.
They're getting
Very.
10.
Oh, there you
Still
go.
unserious.
I actually didn't know that. I saw 4.
He said there's 4 chapters left. He's making 10 for a volume.
Oh, that he. I'm about to say.
Four
Doesn't he?
chapters
I was about
left.
to say, doesn't he usually come back for
2025.
like a volume?
That's
The last time he came back, he was around for about
I think
16 chapters.
yeah, he was there for a bit last time. Then he left. Then he left.
I'm giving him until
These things.
December
And then
To
he's-
do what?
and then he's out.
until he goes back on hiatus.
Oh, till December? I don't think he's gonna be there that long.
He's so.
No,
insane.
if-
I mean, it's already May.
Yeah, apparently he's been. I mean, so first of all, what exactly happened? So I saw the Yusuke Murata tweeted something that it was a real. I don't like. Well, like, how did they find out originally? That was it because of him?
That's how they found out. Because Togashi made a new Twitter account and then he posted a picture of the storyboards and he said he got 4 left. And then Murata thanked him and name dropped him. So then people were like, oh, that's Togashi's actual account? Wow.
Mm.
And then they found out through that.
That it
Excuse
wasn't.
me.
That wasn't that it was his
Yep.
account. Sorry. Okay.
It was like
Cause I woke up to this chaos, DMs and all kinds of stuff.
Everybody's freaking out.
And I was like, cause most of them wanted they just wanted anarchy from me. That's what they want. They just want me to slander it. I got a tweet. What was a tweet said that Dave put out? It's like many have challenged the Hunter x Hunter militia, but only one has succeeded. I was like, why is this so dramatic? You guys are something else. What? Are you guys excited?
I can't say that I'm excited, but
I'm
I'm
not at all.
happy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm happy that he's putting out content again. I have to read this arc again from scratch, and that's very daunting.
It's one of those things where it's like I really do like Hunter x Hunter, and I believe take breaks when you need to, right? Like I would rather you take year-long breaks and come back consistent than be like sporadic. But my issue with him is like everything's sporadic. There is no level of consistency anywhere. And I love Hunter x Hunter, but to me I'm more so bothered by the way in which people felt so starved for wanting it. Because although I think Hunter x Hunter is great, based off the means in which we've been waiting for so long and had to for certain chapters, I don't think the quality matches the time waited. Honestly, in my opinion, is that fair, Pat? I think so. Yeah, I think
that is fair. That's a fair assessment because it's been very text heavy.
It's been extremely text heavy, and then I think the issue is like, I guess it depends on what you look for in Hunter x Hunter. I don't know. I think there's just certain areas in which Togashi drops the ball, which is weird because like I don't think he dropped it when he was doing Yu in any sort of capacity. But like,
the ending?
I guess it depends because I watched it before I read it, so I sometimes kind of take the anime ending as my ending.
Is that different?
I like the anime. The tournament is actually extended. The tournament overall is
I actually didn't know that. I've only read it. I've actually watched Yu Hakusho later on, but I didn't watch every single episode like that. I watched
they do like every. I think they do every fight.
No, the result is the same,
but they added
some
more stuff.
The fight with Yusuke and Yomi is actually shown to us. In the manga, it wasn't shown to us.
Okay.
They skip a lot of fights.
Where Yusuke lost.
Yeah. And Yusuke does like the combination of like his three, like he gets the spirit energy of what's his name, and he like kind of combine like he does like a lot. Like you see, like Yusuke is good. It's good. I think
during the fight, because Yomi has a barrier that absorbs demon energy, so he pumps out all of his demon energy, and then he gets back into his spirit energy because he didn't know how to balance between the two after he became a demon. There's just a lot of good stuff. That fight is good.
Yeah. Like to me, one of my biggest like gripes with Togashi is just like, I guess it's a quartet of main characters, but like some of your main characters just suck, bro. And I feel like for like the length and what you've done, I don't find that really acceptable because I hate Gon. I cannot stand Gon. Leo's like average. I really like.
Yes, I remember the Sabo meme, by the way. That's funny as hell. Go ahead, sorry.
But I think Gon is fucking horrible. I can't stand him at all. It's just yeah. If he comes back and he's relatively consistent, then I'll be fine. But like, I think there's a lot of work to be done with him. So
my thing is, if Shueisha and Togashi are actually serious, they should put him on a monthly schedule. Like, if he has 10 chapters out, right? Like, he has 10 chapters ready. That's like 10 months of basically no work for him, right?
I think he has 6 ready, and he's doing 4.
I mean, yeah,
Now,
six. Yeah, just I mean, 6 months is still a lot. Like if you can,
yes,
use
it
that
is.
time,
Yes.
like so, like that's why monthly schedule. Like I just don't know why he's like, why is he gonna come back to do a weekly schedule, burn out, and then go on hiatus for 3 years? Just go
Mhm.
on a month. That's my thing. Like,
He's not
if he's
going
on a month,
to.
This is the
So
tweet.
quit
This is the
asking.
tweet I was talking about, by the way. Many have tried and failed, but only one has succeeded where others fell. Only he can defeat the Hunter x Hunter militia and Togashi stance. We need you. This is what I woke up to. Okay, I did, okay, I ain't wipe my armpits yet. I ain't brush my teeth. We ain't wipe the crust on my eye. This is what I'm seeing. So Phil, just
I like the crust out my
the
eyes.
yampy out my eye. Like I'm like, bro, what's going on, bro? But
you made your bed. You gotta lay it. The
I've
Togashi did.
I've always found the reaction to him coming back to be super strange, because he never comes back. He just does something and leaves. He's
Yes.
not back. Like, you guys really get excited for 4 chapters of nothing. I don't understand why people be so
Tagashi is the
be so
girl that got
excited.
away for these people. That's what he is. It's the hey, I'm in town. You want to get dinner? Yes, and nothing happens, and you feel salty. That's who Tagashi is.
Yeah. He doesn't need to
If
continue
you
in
think
manga
about
form.
it,
He
this
should
is
get
his
Murata.
idea.
Hold on. He should get Murata to draw it in manga form. Yes, I remember the meme. His wife could too. Yep, Sailor Moon. Killua fan in Kurapika, and Gon works to give Killua a contrast to him being a character. Gon is a great character for me, but not the best Hunter x Hunter character. Kurapika and Killua better. Sure they did, right? I don't even know. Couldn't argue. Couldn't stand Gon during the Chimera. Any arc. That's where his character was the best. He always delivers. I hope he gets more spicy, but he thinks. I mean, all right. Sorry, listen. Let me cut you off. You go, because you know me. I got nothing nice to say.
Nah, I was just about to say, if you think about it, this is kind of his hiatus from his real life. Like he does this for like 2 months and he leaves to do other shit. Like
Yeah.
manga is his break and shit. Like it's not, but yeah, that's it.
It's
Yeah.
funny because the Dragon Quest anime is about to finish.
That boy's watching Dragon
So
Quest.
the final arc right now is gonna be done with the end of the year.
Wow.
The Dragon Quest game got delayed as well, so you know this man.
Mm-hmm. I can see why you have your criticisms for him, but I'm still gonna read when it gets out. I mean, I've been stopped reading, so
I'm still gonna read it.
I knew he was cooked from when he made the most anticlimactic fight with Corolla versus Hisoka. That shit's awful, terrible. It's not a good fight. It's not even a fight. It's just a bunch of exposition as these two losers bob and weave out the goddamn crowd and audience. I'm just not moving me. I can't
Wait,
believe
can I
I was
ask-
excited. I can't believe I was excited for that shit. And that was the last straw for me. And I was done. I don't care. I don't care what he puts out. I'm not reading it. I'm not interested. Don't ask me. Don't just catch up. Nope, not doing it. I have not seen none of the shit with this Princess and Then Beast. I don't give a flying fuck, bro. I'm not interested. Go ahead. Go ask something.
I think the Miriam versus Netero fight is not good.
Either do I. I think the
I don't-
anime.
I don't think
the
it's
anime
good.
spiced it up a little bit and made it a lot better. But in the manga, stop it. Here's the thing.
Even then,
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, to me, it's one of those weird fights on Hunter x Hunter that gets no praise when like there's some interesting parallels, sure, with like Miriam becoming more human and Netzer having like this beastly thing. If I don't really give a fuck, yada yada. However, this goes back to the choreography. There is no choreography. There is no. It is a fight of fluff. It is literally just Miriam jumping around the walls to hit him and being deflected for an extended period of time. That is it. There's no level of nuance. There's no real understanding of how impressive Netro's Nin types are and what he combined to make. Like there's really nothing there. This shit was trash. I'm sorry. It does not move me.
Now, hold on. Now, hold on a second. My counter argument to that. I don't feel like the fight was necessarily anything from like what's the word that I want to say? What's the word that I want to use? I'm blanking on a lot of words today. My vocabulary is suffering. But when you look at the fight at face value, sure, it's not the most impressive, like from a choreography standpoint. But I feel like the fight itself was more like a chess match where you could see like Merowyn was like, okay, how do I get close to him? And then he was constantly taking different avenues of approach and getting sent back over and over and over again. He was trying different patterns and stuff like that. And I really appreciated on that standpoint where it's just like Netero is like this seasoned veteran who was way past his prime, but he like beefed back up again for this fight, and he had never fought an opponent who had even like pressured him to the point where he had to keep attacking him in different ways. And then after that, Merriam like takes out one of his arms, and you just like, oh, okay, I don't need two hands to pray. And then he's still attacking him, and then after that, he starts losing more limbs, and then he's like, bro, you're beaten. And then obviously, we know how the conclusion goes. But I really appreciate the fight from that perspective. I think it's really good.
Okay, I'm gonna say pushback to your pushback. Okay, I don't like the comparison of the chess match, or I guess in their case the shogi thing, because that's what he was. Because the manner in which he was trying to circumvent his speed is by accurately changing a specific angle during a fight to potentially maybe get a blind spot or something, which to me, that's not really like a chess match thing. Miriam was just still using his overwhelming physical capabilities. And I still don't think even that was necessary because uh fucking Netero would have eventually just gave out anyway. Like being
So?
physically tired. Yeah.
I don't think he was gonna give out.
I mean he's gonna have to. He's a human.
I think
and
he
he's
could have.
old and
I
not
think
in
he
his
could have
prime.
kept that up all day because he really
I think
like
he would have kept it up for a longer time probably, but the end result would have always have been the same no matter what. Miriam would have just kept going until Netero gave up, because remember Netero went through all of his moves, right? And Miriam is, I don't know why I feel like I'm saying his name wrong.
Meruem.
Meruem is Chimera. He wasn't even using his nin during the fight, really. He was just raw dogging it. It wouldn't have mattered. I don't really look at that as like
My
a good
point is that it's still
chess play.
uninteresting. That's all.
Yeah, I think there was more
it,
chess play with
regardless
Gohan
of
than
Yeti
Ahsoka.
brought it up already. I haven't even.
I like the stakes involved. That's what makes me appreciate it.
I'm not mad at that. I think the UP fight had more stakes. I like that one.
Yeah, that one's good too.
I don't think Netero can compete with Meruem in terms of endurance.
Knuckle is a coward though.
That's his Nen. He's an enhancer.
That's okay.
He's a disgrace to delinquent characters all over.
All right. So, I have a question for anybody who's a Hunter x Hunter fan in the chat. This is your opportunity to make a case or a good point. You don't have to make an entire case. Make a good point. Why is it good? Why should someone like me give a damn that it's back, even though it's to be back for what, a volume? Yeah, great. And maybe say something like what's one of the best things about it, because you know where my gripes really come from. It's people trying to convince me that this man is an incredible, transcendent writer, and he's mediocre at best, average. Tagashi's an average writer.
It feels like he took a knife and drove it straight through my navel.
And that's where I have the problem. We know about the artwork and blah blah yada yada, but it's really like when people describe him, I'm like, you're talking about Kurigam. That's what you're actually talking about. You don't even know.
Now
that.
that's
You don't know that?
That's facts. That's facts. That's facts. Preach. Let that nigga know.
But let me back it up and substantiate. I have to start from the beginning, because I have to go through this properly so people can understand where I'm coming from. So first of all, like when it comes to academics, like I said a little earlier today, I'm not a math guy. I appreciate history now. Definitely wasn't geography. I'm Zoro. I don't know where anything is. I don't know how to get anywhere. I know nothing about this earth and places on it. But when it came to anything kind of in the realm of like English, that's where I excelled at. So English, media studies, film, writer's craft, mystery, philosophy, psychology, law, whatever those things are, where you're actually analyzing, deconstructing, and thinking critically about different narratives in literature. That's where I excelled at academically, all the way to post-secondary where I was doing journalism and English. So like I said, I do have. If you look online, there's tons of published articles, and I've been publishing the book with short stories from a contest that I won in the 11th grade. So I actually understand writing, and I study, and I try to keep up to date because writing is always innovative and still and constantly growing. And it's one of those things where it's art, so I don't necessarily think there's absolutely one right way to do something, if that makes sense. Where someone will be like, you must do the hero's journey, and it's like, no, I think you can play around with it if you're talented enough. Another thing that people like to downplay is experience. And when I say experience, I mean a lot of people got to Hunter x Hunter through the 2011 anime, which I actually think is better than the manga. As of that type, I think it's better than the manga, and I think it's great. I actually think it's good. I start to really have issues in the Chimera Ant arc because that's when his fucking lazy ass trying to narrate everything rears its head. So half the episode, the goddamn people are moving in slow motion, and all the narrator is telling me Pito looked to the left and saw the king and knew that he had to go. Like, bro, shut up. Shit sucks. You guys have been moving in slow motion, 1 frame per second for 6 minutes. This is garbage, right? So that's when that started to rear its head. I don't like people to try to downplay that. I know your experience doesn't literally change the content of what is happening within the narrative, but it's going to play a part in your relationship to it. I always bring up Reborn. I don't think Reborn is the greatest, most tightly written series I ever read, but my experience with it was God tier. I was with my friends, and I had so many inside jokes. I'd walk into the hallway, and I would watch my friend literally just like take a sword pose and run into the wall, and I'll start cracking up because I know he's doing the Yamamoto face plant from when he was fighting Genkishi. We had jokes. I was the Zanjis guy. My friend was the Suna guy. My other friend was the Mukuro guy. We had real beef. When that last arc came, and I'm like, yo, we Varia gang? Like, no, I'm with Suna. Like, it was real. Like, we had so much fun. That doesn't make the series any better or worse, but my experience with it still plays, and I remember it to this day. I don't even know if you guys remember when I said that the one manga forum, when it closed down, we moved to Zeta boards and made our own forum called Katekyo Hitman Reboard. We made that, right? My experience sucks. I was there from pretty much the jump when he was doing all these hiatuses. Then he'd come back and scribble some nonsense. Yes, he fixes them for the most part in the volumes, but when I had to see initially, I'm seeing the rough draft. I'm seeing the outline skeleton of Killua, and he did some fucking oval shit for the crowd. What the hell is that? It's garbage. It's trash. This is a visual medium. I still need to be able to enjoy what it is that I'm seeing.
Excuse me.
Right? So my experience wasn't good. So that's my first lap. I'll stop there for now if anyone wants to chime in.
So
Nah, you spitting, King.
Nah, hold on. Your experience with Hunter x Hunter, I have no problems with you feeling the way you feel. Like I've already come to terms with how you're gonna feel about the series. There's no fighting on that. You just not fucking with it. It's fine. Everybody can't like the same thing. But my issue always comes when you say this nigga is a mediocre writer. That is just insanity to me.
I'll get there.
Cause what do I always say? What's his best series?
Yu Yu Hakusho.
Exactly. And what did he do in Yu Yu Hakusho that made me say that, wow, this man is a phenomenal writer? The Chapter Black Saga.
Okay. Oh,
because
yes.
I've always felt like compared to his peers, Togashi is probably the best when it comes to creating characters that are morally gray and diving into the spectrum of morality in his series. And he does it in a way where it's just like, it's very thought-provoking. And the reason I say this is because in the Chapter Black Saga, you have a person who is a former spirited detective who was in the same position as Yusuke is right now. And he wants to destroy humanity by opening up a portal to the demon world. And then in order to do that, he enlists the help of regular humans to do this using the Chapter Black tape that shows the atrocities of humankind throughout centuries of our existence on this planet. And while he's doing this, obviously, Yusuke is and his friends were the protagonists, so we have to stop him and stuff like that. He puts these situations where they have to kill humans in order to protect other humans. And he's testing their moral compass. Like, think of when he's fighting the doctor in a hospital, he fucking makes every patient in there sick. And the doctor, because he's a doctor, uses his ability to like block off his neurons so that he doesn't feel pain the way normal people do. And the only way to turn his ability off is to kill him, which Yusuke had to do, but then Genkai, like, resuscitated him afterwards. And then at the end, when we get revealed that Yusuke is a demon, you flip the perspective a little bit, where it's just like you have a demon protecting humans, and you have a human trying to bring upon the fall of humanity by siding with demons. And I've always thought that was just so interesting to me. Like, how can you create a narrative where you have so many conflicting viewpoints and you convey it in a way where it's just like, if this was a real life scenario, you would have to stop and think like, there's so many atrocities that humankind has committed. You might have a valid argument when you show a tape of like several people being raped, murdered, burned to death, killed in the most atrocious ways possible. But at the same time, it's like, you still know at your core that like that's not basic humankind behavior. Like, normal people don't treat others like this. So like, where do you draw the line? And I feel like the way he wrote that in his series is just fantastic to me. And he does it in Hunter x Hunter too. Obviously, he talks too much in Hunter x Hunter, so that's why I'll never like use that as an example. But I think he's really good at that.
Mm-hmm. I'll touch on that in a second because, well, my question I want to go through the chat, but don't forget. I know. Well, actually, I have not to forget because it's the chapter black stuff. But 1 second. It's the same with me for One Piece. I up to 980 and thought it was meh. Some things are like that. That's fine. I don't know. Sometimes I don't. I'm not saying definitely you're doing this. Shout out to you, but a lot of people, I think sometimes when I say I don't like something, they tend to like default to like trying to say something slick about One Piece, and I don't fucking care. I don't know what it is, but that's all. Like, you have to come for like Cabrera or something. So then I'll put you in a pack and a spliff.
Gosh, you better than
Kurigam, the true transcendent one. I don't think I could ever convince you given all the rants I've heard about him, but I'm gonna like what I like and keep it moving. I'm interested in the way the story is going and seeing what the characters are gonna do, as well as learn about the Dark Continent. If you read 980 chapters and realize it was meh, there's a lot. But yes, Kurigam, the real godly writer. That's a fact. Okay, Tagashi's overhyped. What great he is, but it's great how he does his exploring style of writing with consistent main characters and then system. That's great. And then system overrated, by the way. We'll talk about it. And covers his flaws honestly, but great. Okay, I didn't like the Chimera arc, but he's good and knows how to cover his weaknesses well. That's great. Interesting. I've never read the manga until the anime ended, so I'm not familiar with those problems aside from the notoriously bad art. Nice Takashi hater. What do you think is his biggest strength? I'm interested to hear. What do I think Tagashi's biggest strength is? That's a good question. I think he makes a lot of characters that I think are interesting, for one way or another.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They morally great.
I like his characters more often than not, or at least a good amount of them. Were the ones that I like, I would say, like I like Morel a lot. I think he's a good character. I think he's cool. I like Illuminati. I'll think about that one glance. I'll have a better answer for you in a second. I'm not saying I read nothing until I was mad the whole time. Great. I can only feel fun in the story, but godly. Who was godly except Kurigam? There's a lot of writers that I'll consider in that realm. I'll put Nishio Ishin in there. I'll put Brandon Sanderson in there. Some other people that I'm pretty fond of. I'm not gonna put Murakami. I'm not gonna put Murakami in there, but Murakami when he's like hot, like we on his mellow, like I'm not missing. He's dangerous. Just put it that way. Not that Melo's not dangerous when he's not. My point is that he's one of those people when he hits a stride in the story, it's very captivating. But see what you mean. Under Gang all day. I love you. Never know what happens. What can happen with him. Maintaining consistency in the world. Okay, hold on. He is the best. Ishiyama wish he could. Yikes. Not Ishiyama. This man Tagashi just tweeted the chicken scratch and tree people going and tree scratch people going crazy. My God, not what you mean. I get what it sounds like. You're disappointed. That didn't hit for you, and I got to the same point. Brandon Sanderson's really goated. I need to breathe some time. Yeah, he's good. I really appreciate him. So back to the thing. So I've used this example a lot of times before, but just a quick question: can you be a talented writer? So let's say you have an extensive lexicon, you got a good vocabulary, you can string words together very beautifully, very elegantly. Does that make you a good storyteller?
I mean, not really.
No.
No.
Not
Like
really.
like to me, I'll use the example like you can be a good technical rapper, but doesn't mean like the way you write raps or shit like that will be interesting or like good, if that makes sense. That's how I think.
Yeah. Yeah,
You remember
that's exactly what it
do
is.
you remember the stand up example I tend to use, where you could legitimately have something like, let's just say objectively the joke is funny, but if you don't know how to deliver it, the audience will
Yeah.
laugh. So you know they slow down, they pause, they look, they use inflections, they temper their cadence or speed their cadence up depending on what's going on to make the joke really hit when the punchlines or the little switch happens and hits you in the gut, right? So I think what happens with Tagashi a lot is because he's so detailed with a lot of things that he does, it tricks people into thinking that he's saying something important. My biggest problem with him is he'll do something like this. Well, the ninth prince, blah blah blah, did this and looked that way, but I just something suspicious about it. And why would and I'm like, first of all, there's no picture; it just becomes a word at some point. And I'm like, why did you take an entire page to tell me you don't trust somebody? That's inefficient. That's not good writing. That's garbage. You didn't need all of that. And if you stopped running from the grind of having to portray your artwork properly, you might have been able to do that with a glance, like make him squint, like I don't trust this nigga. And that would have been enough. But he runs from the grind. Someone earlier said he likes
He runs from the
somebody else. No, I'm gonna give you an example. Somebody else in the comments, I think it was you, Salah, who said that he covers his weaknesses greatly. Does he, or does he absolutely accentuate the fact that he's not a good drawer, or doesn't feel like drawing that well by continuously leaning into more and more dialogue and text? Kurigam, I think, has always had vibrant characters with good expressions and solid backgrounds, but I do think comparatively she had a lot to work on as a webtoon artist. And you know what she did? She could have leaned into her writing more and more and tried to supplement her weakness. So let's say she's a great 3-point shooter, but she can't go to the rim. And instead of saying, I'm going to just run around and shoot threes, what did she do? Learn how to fucking slash and get to the damn hoop. Because she's not a coward. She didn't actually just try to rely on that. By the time the third season comes around, she's a much better artist, and she can convey action sequences and combat a lot better than she could in the first season. I respect that. I don't respect Tagashi because, like Simi would say, what is the goddamn point of taking the time to draw and measure and make squares and panels and rectangles to fill that bullshit with text? Why not just make a novel at this point? I know it's still like, oh, whatever line, and oh, well, you can't use that shit with me because I read more than most people that I know. So you can't tell it's because I don't want to read. What's the effing point? It literally reminds me. And remember, I'm consistent with this because remember, this is gonna be a video no one can say I didn't substantiate my point properly. Wicked plus the Divine has an issue that I bought with real human money that I worked to get. And you know what? There was like 10 pages of just black ink with dates. Something AD, after Christ, before Christ, after death, blah, blah, yada, yada. And I'm like, where the fuck are my pictures? What the hell is this shit? You're showing the passage of time. Yeah, great. Understand that I still am a paying customer that has to actually go through this in real time, in real life. Where are my pictures at? Then we get like a couple of pages in. I see a couple of things and the issue is over. That's trash. What are we doing? Where the hell this is a visual medium. I think you can 50-50 it. Now, I'm personally a fan of show don't tell, where you lean at least 60 to 70% of show and not tell. But I would take 50-50. This is not 50-50. This is tell don't show, bro. And you know where I'm going. You know what cartoon I'm about to bring up right now. You know where I'm going. Samurai motherfucking Jack. Have an entire episode of Samurai Jack, and he doesn't say a goddamn word, not one thing, and you know exactly what his motivations are, goals, what he's thinking, what he's feeling. All those things are clear because of the artistry, because of the expressions on people's faces and his faces and the actions that he's taking. I didn't need the Jack to go, I'm feeling sad today because it's been 165 days since I've been sent to the future and I don't know what's going on and the coup did this and blah, blah, blah. No, I don't need that shit. I can tell with a glance. Nigga sad. Nigga serious. Nigga motivated. That's how you do it. Now, if you're writing a novel, yes, you have to paint that picture in my head with words. But this is not a novel. Well, it's a graphic novel, but it's not just a regular novel. So what are we doing here? I can't stand reading this guy's fucking bozo writing. And to Pat's credit, I actually think Yu Yu Hakusho was better than Hunter x Hunter. Personally speaking, I like it.
I win again.
I like it. I like it more. But end of the day, my biggest problem with Yu Yu Hakusho still is I don't think it's particularly visually appealing to read, though it has its moments. And by the way, don't be the guy. I know someone might be in there, but there's always that guy. And they post that like one double spread where he went absolutely bananas with the animals and shit and the fucking beasts, and be like, see, he draw good. I honestly don't doubt that Tagashi's a good artist, but end of the day, he cannot produce that week to week. That's not. He needed time, hella time, to make that. And I'd argue if you give most weekly artists time, they can make their stuff look better. But on time constraints, I see what all the other mangaka do or have done, and I'm more impressed by it. On a week-to-week time constraint, he is not producing that level of work. So stop trying to take the exception and applying it as the rule. See, art good. See this one panel? Shut the fuck up. That's not a good point. Sorry, go ahead.
I'll say this. Togashi's artwork has decreased dramatically over the years. But I do genuinely believe that his artwork in Yu Yu Hakusho is like one of my favorites. I think it's really, really incredible what he's done when it comes to character expressions. And he stopped doing this. And that's why I don't rate Hunter x Hunter as highly. Because he has always been, to me, one of the best at making soft expressions with characters. I think of like when Yusuke thought that Kuwabara was dead in the Dark Tournament, the look on his face, like you could just feel all the anguish by just seeing the way he drew it. Or earlier in the series when he drew Keiko and like when she was happy that Yusuke was alive. Or Toguro after he got defeated when Yusuke beat him in the Dark Tournament. Like it's just so many moments I can think of off bat where I'm just like, wow, this man is an incredible artist when it comes to drawing facial expressions. And not to say that's the only thing he can do too. Like his fight sequences when he had niggas actually like trying to beat each other the fuck up were incredible. Now something happened to him along the way where he got injured. I don't know how this came to be. I guess his posture while he was drawing.
I heard his back or his wrist or both are messed up. Something like that.
Yeah, it's his back. I don't know how it came like this for him in particular. Maybe he just had weak bone structure when he was born, but his artwork in Hunter x Hunter, there are moments where it's just like up and down. Like I know when I'm looking at him drawing Kurapika like in York New, that's like probably his peak art wise in Hunter x Hunter. And then like the Chimera Ant arc is just so sporadic. Like there's just pages where he's just not trying at all. But I do genuinely believe, like, when he was at top form, he was a great artist.
Yu Yu Hakusho does look a lot better. And it has a lot of those panels. I remember one with Yusuke. I can't remember. I think it's during the girl fight and he's looking at him and like serious. Like there's a lot of good ones like that. But
yeah,
I do think that this is where he suffers, though, the artistry. And I think he hides and runs from it. Go ahead.
I'll never push back on your point about him not drawing in recent chapters, because I can't remember what chapter it was specifically or even what they were talking about. But there was legitimately 4 consecutive pages where the panels were filled with nothing but text and
Chapter
minimal artwork.
388.
And
388.
I heard that the people who scanlated it, they added more words, so there was a little bit less. But
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I know. I'm just because I have to do this because there's always that fucking person in the chat. I'm covering all my bases. You got no ammunition today, 0. I'm covering my bases. I still know that, and your point. But anyways, go continue.
It's
Yeah,
chapter
but-
388.
Okay.
I'm
Yeah,
looking
but-
at it right now. It's really, 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 really bad.
And I'm just like, bro, I have so much respect for him as an artist because I've seen what he can do.
Mm-hmm.
Even if he can't reach that level again, it's just disrespectful to people who come to read manga because this is a visual medium. It's like what Naya said earlier. It has to be 50-50 at the very least. You cannot have pages where there's nothing but text, and then another page where it's like 80% text and like 2 little pictures, and then another page where it's just like a lot of text and a couple more pictures, and say that this is okay, and then have people defending this. If he really feels like he can't draw anymore, he might as well just turn Hunter x Hunter into a light novel.
Or I heard that he wants to do it himself, which is why he won't let someone else draw.
Yeah,
for
he
him or
doesn't have
something.
assistants.
So-
he'd rather draw it on, which is commendable.
Yeah,
but
I understand that. I get that, but for the sake of continuing, you should really try writing. If that hurts him less and like a psychological exploration, he isn't correct on what he has. Doesn't have to be. He's good at that. But yeah. But okay. So, damn, what was the next thing I wanted to go to? Oh, I guess one more example about the showcasing a lot without necessarily the same thing, and I'll use an actual graphic novel. So East of West issue 22, right? Let's just say there's an attempt on someone's life. There's very minimal and very little dialogue in it, but you can tell. For the character that was whose life was being targeted, you can tell what her thoughts and opinions were without her having to say anything. The people who kind of jumped in a way to protect them and how dedicated they were to her and other things like that, and how motivated the assailants were to taking her out. Like, again, you do not require a bunch of text to supplement what you're doing to convey the story well if you're good at portraying it naturally. Again, this is not a novel. This is a graphic novel. It's a manga, comic book, webtoon, whatever. Your artistry needs to be doing some of the storytelling. Mangaka older than him, doing this longer than him, still consistent art-wise. Shout out to Yude Tamago and Kurumada and Araki. Yep. And it seems to be to know how shortcoming people would eat a light novel as much up. What brother thinking Hunter x Hunter underrated? What? It's me. I'm right here. People be confused and say something like I'm right here. You can listen to what I was saying earlier. I'm not gonna repeat what I was saying, but I'm right here. I'm making my case. Okay. So there was one more thing I want to say about the East and West stuff, but yeah, again, I can't with him with that. Now, I think Nen is a good system. It's really good. Now, actually, you don't have an issue with it. I just think people go fucking crazy. Relax with Nen.
Best power system.
You don't gotta do this, and most of you have no idea what allomancy is, which will put you to shame. So just cut it out. You're not ready.
Yeah, I don't think it's
You
the
are
best.
not. You're not ready to step in this realm of energy and power and magic systems with me, because I'll make you look stupid, especially with just allomancy. Don't do it. I don't have a problem with Nen, but don't go crazy with it. And I don't know much about Nen Beast. I don't know if that's interesting, to be honest, because I was already out by then. But sorry, Miles, go ahead.
I was gonna say allomancy's Mistborn, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah, I think power systems is certain things that I feel like people often get wrong on what's good or bad. I think Nen is good. I just think, again, it's kind of like how people view writing. When people see something complex, they automatically attribute it to good.
Yes.
So
yeah.
Nen being such an overly complex and technical based power system, people now attributing it as the best in manga. But like,
sometimes when a narrative and a train takes off with a certain series, people who don't necessarily even really understand or believe it just go with the narrative to be along with the get along, go along gang. Continue.
Yeah, it's
like no one wants to be me,
damn.
the guy who's like, this guy's not good. No one wants to be in this position. They're scared because they can't handle it. They want to go along and
Yeah,
be part of
well,
the crowd.
like-
I'm not saying everyone's like that, but I'm saying a lot of sheeps are like that. Oh shit, sheeps. Oh
You
shit.
said you're all cowards.
to me,
But you
I
see it
guess
with
in this
Berserk.
way-
Sorry. I think my bad. Don't forget what you're saying. It's like we were talking about the other day. The meme of like what's in your top 5, and it's like Tokyo Ghoul, Mashishi, Berserk. Like you pretentious bastard. You don't fucking. It's like one of those things. Yeah, like cut it out, man. Go ahead. Sorry, Miles.
2 things. One, I also kind of hate how people make it seem like Hunter x Hunter is the first power system that ever created like drawbacks or things that could harm the user for having a power. People are like, Nin is so good because you have to create restraints to power it up, and if you do something wrong, you can like accidentally kill yourself with your own. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm
That's
like,
a basic principle.
I'm
They
like,
just
do
show
you know
that
how
they
many
don't read a
power
lot.
systems have that? Like, I think if anything, that should just be a necessary thing, not a special thing. And then 2, I value power systems that actually go into the world building heavily. So I guess Nin is somewhat okay because Nin is used by Nin users who basically are hunters and have a profession, which creates its varied ability and no real like universal principles in which people do this or like city like so like if I'm looking at like a power system, I would be very curious and interested and love when it's arranged into, like if we had Avatar, right? We have 4 different elements. It's like, well, if we have fire, how would our technology now be changed based off us having readily use of fire available? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
How would that technology be different from people who don't have easy access to fire? Well, how do we add this now in where our locations are different, right? Because let's say there's 2 fire-based areas, but one's in like a place that would be near like in very warm weather, while one's like in like the north where there's ice everywhere. One would change as a result of that. That to me is far more important than how complex a power system is. It's how does it work into the world itself, and how do people interact and find use in said power? Do they use it as a tool to build and create? Do they use it as a tool to destroy? Do they use it as a tool to oppress? I think those are far more important and interesting things that a power system can provide to you than, hey, I have this Nin type. If I combine it with these 3 things, I can make a little helicopter that can go around and kind of look at you and like I can like spy on people. I don't really care.
You bring up a
Yeah.
good point because what you're doing is what I always say about the part of world building people leave out. That's the people. I don't know why they don't think they matter. They just think the location is the most important thing, and that it has to be like
Yeah.
fantastical. And I'm like, no, the people matter. How they interact with the world matters a lot. So if you don't take care of that, so you're right. And and I don't know if you remember what I've always said about the like even like the dying will flames of the sky, where I'm like, how you introduce a power system, especially if it was ever present from the get go without the readers necessarily realizing, does a lot for how you're going to take it. Because Basil had a blue flame, Mukura had a different color one, a purple one in his eye. Then you had Suna, his was orange and whatnot, and then in the manga their textures were a little different. And you probably, you could find your own reasoning for why. Like for me, I thought, getting shot with the dying will bullet and taking dying will pills just affected you differently to some degree or something. Or maybe Bowser was weaker. They didn't learn. Oh no, he has the rain flame. It's his rain attribute. Oh, Mukro's was purple. Oh, mist attribute. Oh, sky harmony. Interesting, but it was always there, and that's why I took it so well. 'Cause I'm like, that's the good. But what you're saying about implementing it into other parts of your society and things of that nature, I do agree with that. Because I even think about how fire bending just evolves, where lightning bending doesn't become such a rare thing anymore. So now they have factories where you can just like basically almost like a factory worker, you're just charging shit with electricity for energy, just like energy. That matters. That's important.
Yes.
And Hunter doesn't really have that, though I do think there's a lot of cool abilities. I don't remember his name. I think it's Knuckle. He had a pompadour. And I think his ability has to do with like Nen, but it's almost like a bank, like interest. Always thought that ability was fucking dope. Really cool ability. I'll give credit where
He's
credit's
just a
due.
coward, so you can't use it to its full extent.
And Morel in his deep purple smoking that kush, and that's my guy. When he removed all the oxygen, was it all the oxygen? O2 specifically, so the lion guy died of carbon dioxide poisoning. That was fucking lit. That's the best moment in that series to me. I love that. I couldn't believe it. That's big wild. Imagine that. You got no oxygen, you don't even know you're dying for. That was crazy. So like, I give credit where credit is due. Last time I cared about a power system like that is Magecraft and Nasuverse. In general, I don't give a fuck about this shit at all. All of the fights fucking good. Fair enough. That's why the Black Clover magic system influences society a lot. I don't know enough about it to comment on that. I don't believe you, but I'm gonna let you rock. Shout out to the Phoenix Magic users that went broke after the great upheaval. I feel that because Nen users are a secret society and underworld knowledge. To some degree, yeah.
Yeah, but
go
like,
ahead.
even,
Go ahead. Sorry.
I was gonna say, but even then, like, you can see it maybe with very few, right? But let's just say for sake of argument, there's 50 different types of hunters, right? You can be a cook. You can go out and find ingredients. You can be a treasure hunter. Law. You would assume that not everybody is a fighter that's a hunter. I mean, you obviously have to have some physical abilities based off you going through the hunter exams, right? But your nin abilities should not all be predicated on fighting because that's not the profession you're going in, right?
Okay.
However, a lot of abilities that are presented are fighting based, right? And again, that does go to show like in some actually maybe I might be wrong in this actually when I'm thinking about it, because Biscuits is actually goes with her massage.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
The ninja guy, he can astral project, which would be good for ninja assassins. So actually, I might be wrong. But then I'm thinking of the Zodiacs, but they're a little bit weirder. Hold on, I'm actually have to think about this. You go on, Naya.
Okay, so
I might be wrong actually.
Okay, so here was one of the last couple points I wanted to make because I think this trick y'all a lot too. All right.
You went wrong.
Tactics and strategy in comic books. I am not saying the fights in Hunter x Hunter are lacking in strategy or tactics, but I think a lot of you make the mistake that when the character exposits and completely puts on page their entire thought process, that equal good strategy, and if I don't see it, that mean bad, and I vehemently disagree with every cell in my body, and I have numerous examples. I'm not even a JJK fan like that. Though I do think JJK tends to balance it pretty well, but I could be remembering the sequence a little bit wrong, but I remember when Itadori was fighting Mahito. And he had that ability to he took humans and he compressed them into some weird shit and he would throw them and they would expand in all types of shapes and sizes, right? And I remember this one sequence where he kind of distracts Yuji with one. And while he's fighting it or something, he comes out the mouth of that thing and punches the shit out of him. And I went, that's fucking clever. Wow. But he didn't go, I'm going to throw this human to the left. And while Ishidori's distracted because he doesn't want to actually kill a human because he's actually a soft-ass bitch, what I'm going to do is come out the mouth here. That does not make it more tactical. You could just show me and I'll be like, that was impressive. That was smart. Oh, that was cool. Oh, he has really sharp instincts. I can tell because even though he's being caught off guard with exclamation marks and stuff, he keeps dodging and evading the attacks. I can tell that this fighter understands that because he is 5'5" and the person he's fighting is 6'3", he keeps staying close so he doesn't get fucking jabbed to hell. You don't need to, okay, I'm shorter than this combatant over here who has at least 9 inches over me. Therefore, what I have to do is quickly close the distance in 0.1 seconds, and after when I'm inside of his range, he can't. What the fuck are you talking about? I don't need to see all that shit. And a lot of you guys think when they plaster that stuff, oh, make a good tactical, it's so good. What the fuck? No. Shut up. Fight. You don't need to do all that nonsense. And I think that tricks so many people into thinking that, oh my God, the level of strategy, it's so incredible. It's so deep. And I'm like, oh, brother, give it a rest. I don't need all that. That is nonsense. You do not need to do all that.
Everything spelled out?
No.
You don't like when they spell it out in
No,
bold letters?
I don't.
He punched because you want to hit him in the face.
Like, it is it is one of the most annoying things that I see a lot because I would argue that for a lot of people they think One Piece has the opposite problem. And example I'm going with Pat, remember Peerless Donuts, and people were like, I don't know what it
Yeah.
is, and I'm like, are you blind? Do your eyes work? Yes or no? Okay, so then you're dumb because he's awakened. All he's doing is making a donut in the air. He's shaping it with mochi. Then he's making a fist. He's shaping it to a fist, and he's hardening it with hockey. What the hell was so hard to understand about that? What they needed was, okay, so it's been a hard time. I've been having a hard time catching Mugiwara, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to create these peerless donuts because I'm awakened by taking the mochi and shaping it in the donut in the shape. Like, bro, are you
Nah,
guys
do
dead
remember
ass?
when they made the Togashi meme for the for that fight?
Yes.
There was a fight.
The gear fourth with a snake man. When he
That name is hilarious.
I'm gonna find it in a second, or someone finds it on DM it to me or something. But yeah, like I think that tricks a lot of people. They're like, oh my god, he's so intelligent. His writing is so good. Oh, these characters are so technical, and I'm just there bashing my head against the wall because most people did not study this stuff as extensively as I did, and they insult my intelligence every day in my education. I hate them.
I hate them. He's not lying. He really does hate you guys.
God. So, all right, let's see. Whoa. And then on my Black Clover point, it influences society so much you can see the difference in the culture of the different kingdoms. In the Heart Kingdom, where they use more natural magic, and the Clover Kingdom, being a technological kingdom, has more unique magic because of the culture. The Diamond Kingdom is more of a military system, and you can see how their magic works. All right, I'll give you that. I'll take you at face value. When I see a character explaining their thoughts during a fight, that's a red flag for me because I know they're about to make a mistake. One-sided beatdowns. Some people aren't capable of thinking. Apparently, JK Power System is like effing Hunter x Hunter complex for no reason. And there goes my spelling again. You're good, don't worry. Gear 5 alt name Gear 5 Hisoka man. Oh my rubber fruit, pump my heart. People think that they need this stuff spelled out. Yeah, and I think it's unnecessary. Which I think a lot of the times complexity makes people think that something is a lot more brilliant than it really is. And I just don't think that is the case. But those are generally my issues and why I'm like this series does not. I'm unmoved when I'm reading Hunter or what. I don't care. It doesn't. I don't. And then I think being a Hunter fan is a terrible experience. You gotta wait 3 years for a volume worth of chapters. That's awful. I don't think.
I agree
I don't think you guys literally deserve that. I think you should literally raise your standards and not. I mean, end of the day, read it. But it's like the way to come out like, oh, manga saved. Shut up, man. Shut the hell up, man. Good.
What's the matter with you today, man?
Yeah, to me, I just feel a little annoyed because like when I think of a lot of series that I think that had good potential that got like somewhat clipped early, I'm like, this just isn't fair. Like when to me, I'm always gonna think of Magi. I would trade Magi for Hunter x Hunter any day of the week.
I legitimately
I don't
think
know
it's
about that
better.
one, boss.
But I legitimately think
I
it's
think
better.
so.
But you guys know I'm a Maggie fan. I'm a big fan of it. So maybe I'm
Yo,
a little
Nine
biased
Peak,
there.
Dolphin Street. I posted 2 of them. I found out Kaido one as well.
Let me take a gander. Yeah, there's a Kaido one. No. Oh shit. No. This is one where he's glaring at it. I thought it was roof piece. Yeah, this one. This is what people want. This is what the people want. Let me pull it up. What?
Oh man. By the way, if you guys want a good power system, read Index. That's all I have to say.
Yeah.
If
So
you want
this
a
is.
good power system, read D. Gray Man.
By the way, I love the way he draws Katakuri because low-key, he looks like a shitty Rock Lee drawing with like teeth and like the Katakuri's teeth. Like this is the type of shit people be looking for, and I'm like, this is quite literally the last thing I want to see in a graphic novel. So a novel, different story. Light novel, different story.
It's just you can't read more than 2 sentences, Naya. This is so easy.
Like I'm gonna keep it real with you. I'm finna skim that. Like I'm skimming this shit. I'm not reading that. That's not moving me. I'm skimming this. This getting skimmed to
crazy
hell.
'cause it's accurate. This is crazy.
Yeah. And then people like It's the best thing I've ever seen. Oh my god, bro, shut up. No, it's not. Let me get the other one.
These are the 3 likely events that are going to occur.
Right? Like,
Yeah.
Index is really. I like Index a lot too. Well, yeah, this one's funny.
Wait, let me. This kind of.
Yeah.
The fact that it's accurate is exactly why I don't go out my way to defend Hunter x Hunter like that.
Oh,
Because
God.
that's literally what
There
was
are
going on
3
in the
types
solo
of
in
hockey.
solo fight.
Not him re-explaining hockey. The one he used there without a doubt, the latter of the 3, it had to have been the one Conqueror's hockey. To believe that such a brat like him is capable of wielding such power is quite a shock, but given his recklessness, it's not that surprising. There may be cocky ones like him roaming in the seas of the new world. Don't fucking kill me. But this is exactly what this shit looks like to me. Like, this is the part where like when Stimmy said it, I'm like, he's so right. Why take the time to make these fucking squares to do this? At this point, just keep the page white, bro. Just write all that shit down. Like, what are we really doing?
Togashi is one of the most dumb mangaka I've ever.
Oh god.
He doesn't do monthly. He doesn't.
And half the
do,
time,
he doesn't-
what hurts? Sorry, what hurts is what he's trying to say is so simple. I don't trust this guy. This guy is powerful. It takes 3 pages full of text to convey this to me. This guy's a great mangaka. There's no fucking way. There's no way.
Srirachi better? If we know.
Obviously, come on now.
Oh yeah, it's Srirachi's birthday tomorrow. So shout out
That's
to
not
Go.
debatable. But yeah, in a nutshell, I went through most of the things that I kind of care about. But yeah, not good, bro. I don't.
To the Hunter fans out there, I didn't do a good job of defending Hunter. I'm sorry. His points were dead on. But to the Togashi fans out there, I did what I could. There's a difference.
Your cape don't flow for Hunter x Hunter. You're more of a Yu Yu Hakusho guy, and I understand.
It's
That's
a
the
big
better
difference
of the two
between
to me.
Togashi fans and Hunter fans.
Let
me tell you.
I actually agree with that.
Because a lot of Hunter fans talk down on Yu Yu Hakusho.
They think
and
they think
very
it's
fucking-
so beneath Hunter x Hunter. Like, it's just this complete.
it's very contentious.
Yeah, and I don't. So yeah.
To me,
A lot of
my
Hunter fans.
things, I just don't like Hunter x Hunter fans. They kind of ruin the enjoyment. for me.
I won't lie to you. They're like, like I always say, they're like Organization 13 sitting on their really high ass chairs and pedestals, looking down at the rest of the manga community. And the thing you don't know was that I got hops. I'll jump up there and slap the goofy out of you. So don't look down on me like that. I'm so tired of them.
Oh,
There's like. Listen, I don't even like One Piece fans, but Christ, Hunter fans do something. I don't know what it is with them. I just want them. I want them deleted. They don't. They're
Yeah,
they're
especially 'cause,
disingenuous.
like,
Their arguments are
everybody-
obtuse. I just can't with them. They gotta go. I want them gone.
It's also weird the way in which they try to talk down on other anime fans, but it's like every body's watched Hunter x Hunter. It's not like some special thing that you get special access to. Everybody's watched it.
I've seen a 1999
Oh.
version too before, and I actually think it's pretty good in its own right. I just don't like some of the
Yeah.
color decisions they made. That's the only thing. My biggest problem with the old one.
You'd think they'd be humble by now, dog. Your series goes on hiatus every fucking year, man.
Bro,
Sit down.
it started around the same year, I believe. 98 is One Piece, and you're not even 400 chapters in. That's unserious.
That's crazy.
That's trash. Y'all case be flowing for this? Could never be me. You know why? I have self-respect and standards.
I have good. My manga is always good, and it doesn't go on hiatus.
I'm gonna act like Curry God's my yeah. I'm Curry God. Curry God go crazy. I'm
We have the chat. Curry Bones. She's wrote one chapter. This is Hunter x Hunter.
I
Yeah.
think she's approaching it there because how many chapters are we? No, we're in the 500s. I think you're right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry,
Damn,
I
she wrote a
was
better
thinking of
story.
the season 3 numbers. I was in the hundreds or something, but no, you're right. You're right.
Better story, more chapters, and less
Yeah.
time. Wow, it's crazy.
So yeah, Hunter fans recommend reading order. How Hunter fans have what? You start from chapter 1. What the fuck are you talking about? There's no way. A reading order? That's crazy. I'm reading Yu Yu Hakusho just to stand out. Hey, go ahead. I again, I
Good
don't.
man.
I'm not. I don't like. Oh, Yu Yu Hakusho, but I don't have any smoke with it. I just don't like how it ends. I was shocked. I'm like, oh shit, this is what happened. I think I heard something happened with the editor and stuff, so I know there's a reason behind it. That's not lost on me, but
Yeah.
You guys know how much I care about endings of narratives. It's very important to me. So that's just, it is what it is. It is what it is. He's not gonna switch to light novels or whatever. I think he'll keep doing this until whatever. I don't know. So, but you guys got any final words or comments, and then I can just kind of open this up and we can just shoot the shit, shoot the breeze.
No, I'm good.
I hope we get to ski the Dark Continent. I hope he actually lands the boat. We've been on this boat for like 7 years now. So I hope we get off of it.
All I'm gonna say is don't get your hopes up. He's gonna drop one volume and leave, so you know.
That's so mean.
Don't get your hopes up.
It's so mean.
Hey man, temper their expectations. You're not.
Expect disappointment, and you can't be disappointed.
But yeah, I don't know. You guys think I should put this out too on the channel after, or nah? I'll just post my video.
Yeah, we didn't say anything too crazy.
Okay, I'll post both then. Maybe I'll post them both in the same day. I'll post that one first, and later on I'll post this one. But yeah, I don't got any love for that series. It is what it is. Sorry, guys.
It is what it is.
I definitely have a plethora more of. I definitely like Berserk way more. I think it's better.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, Berserk is a better series, so.
Oh, I'll just. But some people hear me talk about Berserk and think I don't like it. Where just like I don't love it the way other people do. But like,
at least Mura could draw.
One thing about me, sorry, I notice I get punished a lot for not loving something as much as other people do. Like, I told you guys like my thing with Toriko, but I don't dislike Toriko. I just didn't slurp it the way other people did every week, and that was problematic. So
I think the people when they think of Toriko, they think back to the weekly experience and like everything that was coming out at the time, because like Naruto was wrapping up, Bleach was wrapping up, One Piece was in the middle of Dressrosa. So they're like, wow, like when the big three was in this era, Toriko was out there swinging too. So that's why they like it so much.
I'm a Toriko stan, so.
Yeah, Toriko's a really good series. It's like 8.5 out of me.
I think the I'm about to say the world building is actually. I was like,
yeah, it's on par with One Piece.
It's always funny to me because I'm like, the reason that I started it was solely because I saw the crossover. And I'm like, you in One Piece? I gotta support. Oh, now who this? Oh, that was so funny. I'll never act like I wasn't that One Piece fan back in the day. Though I was that guy. I was the one like, yo, a tweet from someone I don't know talking shit about One Piece. I'm in your mentions. I'll never act like I wasn't there once upon a time. Just one day I'm like, this is really lame behavior. And I just stopped doing it. Like, what's fucking wrong with me? But I'll never act like
it was one of Oda's angels.
For sure.
He was the head angel.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm just gonna tinkle. You're in charge, Pat, and then we'll just talk. I want to talk about Multiversus and stuff because I'm whatever. Yo, I almost called him Saber Kaniku. Sibby, if you're here, if you're for a bit, hop in. But give me a second though.
I'm about to do that too.
Revisionist history. I just looked at the chat. You talk about revisionist history for Toriko. It'll come. It comes from every series.
The Gintama one is exciting. Oh man! By the way,
what you say about Gintama Lizard?
No, I said I'm excited for the Gintama version for revisionist history. But
it's
I don't know if
already
you
started.
noticed, like, oh, that?
Yeah, it has. Hey, I see a Gintama agenda on my TL every single day. I don't know if it's because I curated my timeline for that.
Oh no, I meant when we were gonna record the video for everything. But nah, I've seen it as well, man. I don't know if you noticed, nowadays people just be extending the chapter, like episodes. I remember when we went to Gintama, they're like, first, if you don't like it in the 25th episode, they're like, get to 20 episode 25. Nowadays they be like, go to episode 88. I'm like, dog, what?
Nah, yeah, you don't have to get that far. After I saw episode 25, I was like, yeah, this shit is the one.
I
That shit
mean,
was fucking hilarious.
I'm at the point if you're like not loving it, you're like this shit's worse. I'm like I'm at you know what I mean. Like I'm not.
Yeah, I keep trying to tell people like it's not what you guys think you're about to get into. It's episodic. Like it's gonna have a lot of good moments, but when the serious stuff comes, it's gonna be appreciated, and then they're gonna get right back to dicking around, having fun, you know, doing regular shit.
Yeah,
Regular
if you
shit
People
don't
though.
like
are
the
just so used to that linear storytelling. Linear storytelling. That's what they're so used to.
Mm.
Yeah, I'm saying like if you don't like the comedy, I promise you, and like I think the comedy gets better, but like how the comedy is portrayed and shit like that doesn't really change. Like, it's
Yeah,
gonna be straight bands and references majority of the time, right? Like that's not gonna change. It might like the way he tells it and how he tells it improves, but yeah.
because in the beginning,
Bottom,
I would say that the jokes for Gintama were very Japanese based. So if you weren't privy to their culture, you wouldn't really understand.
And also,
Man, no, the fuck they are not. That's so cap.
hello, Simi.
In the beginning,
Man,
now there is
listen.
All I was gonna say
there-
real quick is I think that you did need to have a pretty extensive manga catalog in your brain because they did reference a lot of shit. Go ahead.
yeah.
A nigga sneezing and saying fucking Janet Jackson is not got nothing to do with no fucking Japanese culture,
But that
dog.
that's later though. That was like during season 2.
Man, whatever.
Nah, I mean, episode, one of the funniest episodes is episode 8, where like the fucking it's a Kondo versus Gintoki, and Gintoki
Oh,
gives him
yeah.
a broken sword.
Yeah, that shit was funny as fuck.
Oh man.
Honorable fight, but yeah, I don't know if you noticed, Matt, but I said it's the goat Srirachi's birthday tomorrow, the 25th.
Oh yeah, I know. Goat's born in May.
Yes, sir.
I'm born in February.
Yes, sir.
Right? Like you
I
hear
don't, know,
like
I don't know what to tell you, February niggas, man.
you see these freaking filler month bastards trying to talk about something, man. Whatever.
Oh shoot. Ill Smith have died for days. I don't know, man. Gintama is easily gotta be one of the funniest things I ever had the experience of reading and watching and stuff. Like I gotta watch that movie. I gotta stop being a fraud, but that shit funny, man. Listen, I never remember the name Jugum Jugum. Yo, the first time
That is the
They-
longest fucking name
they
I've
said
ever heard
that
in my
shit,
life.
I said there is no way, and I remember being obnoxious. I remember I carried it in like a what did I carry? It was not the cue card, something else. I had it in my note, the whole name, so I could just say it randomly when I wanted until it was in my head a little bit. I don't remember it anymore, but Jesus Christ, Zero hits different. Oh yeah, that's my favorite character. Katra's my favorite character. That's my guy.
God, is that
He's the
actually-
funniest character. He's the funniest one.
It's just
Everything he does just has me
the
crying.
Elizabeth thing. I just always kills me. Like
When he was in the fucking chat room talking to Shinpachi, and then Shinpachi was like Fruits Punch Samurai, but what if he was like Fruits Punch Samurai Janai Katsura da? I died. I was dead, bro.
yeah. Oh yes, the haunted springs with the stand and stuff. And the episode that's I don't know if I ever told you, the episode that sold me was the sandpaper one where they had no toilet paper, and my friend was showing it to me out of context. She's like, I got some sandpaper. I'm like, don't wipe your ass with. What the fuck are you on? I literally rather walk home doo-doo crusty butt and wipe that. I'm not doing. I'm not wiping. I'm gonna have to like run out quickly, like go to those stalls. I don't. I think all the stalls didn't have any, and they're all pooing. But yeah, that shit was so funny, dog. Oh my god.
That happened during a serious arc too, which is the funny part.
Oh,
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
Srirachi
like
is a
I
mess.
like the jokey arcs, the mixed ones, and I think I don't think you can appreciate it when it kind of gets a little melancholic and serious if you don't kind of sit through like the general comedy. Because I think what people mistaken a lot of the comedy portions for too is what you're not understanding is we're establishing these characters in terms of what they do, where they are, what they work, where they work, what their allegiances are, and how they operate in this world and their personalities. It's the same reason why I don't like to downplay the daily arc in Reborn. I know a lot of it seems like whatever, but you don't. It's building a lot of the stuff in the world and the characters and whatnot, so you understand their personality. So by the time Hibari's fighting a Mukuro and he's fighting the way that he's fighting, you already understand his personality. It can almost kind of just hit the ground running.
The fact that we have to have this conversation and to begin with is fucking pathetic.
Oh, but I don't know what these motherfuckers be learning. What happened? I don't know, but we gotta guide the youth, man.
Attention span.
I don't do shit.
They're dwindling.
I will watch them go to Ruination.
Nah, I hate that about fucking Gintama. Where even Gintama fans do it, but they act like the serious parts are all. Like they act like the comedy is just a veil for the serious parts, and that's the most important part. One like
you got better mind games than
Hunter. It's
Those
just
ain't
as
fans.
important as the serious part. Like, you know, yeah, they'd be like, "What'd you get to the serious parts? Ignore the dog. Why are you saying that?"
Any person who say that is not a fan. Sorry.
Shit.
Or they don't have confidence in their series, which is sad.
Hey, man, my series is the greatest of all time, and that's objective. Scientifically proven. You know.
That's how I feel about One Piece.
Yeah. So, anyways,
I don't know. I used to feel that way. I don't anymore. It's not my favorite though.
Why would you say this on camera? Damn. Save it for like when you with the guys.
I thought
You're not with the guys right now. You entertaining the masses.
I gotta be authentic. Gintama really be making me cry. The next episode I start dying. Yeah, I'd be like I said no. Gintama be giving me ab workouts. Cause I'd be cackling, bro. I gotta run to the washroom. Gotta pee. Should be. I don't know. I remember all those Quran jokes and stuff or whatever, but I think Gintama was really good. I like it. Is it
made by a garbage freaking Twitter account too.
What?
That shit not funny.
I feel it. So what do you guys already know about Multiversus?
Nothing.
I've been on a rampage. I showed my sister. I showed some of the homies. I showed a whole bunch of people because the last trailer they showed. Did you see the original first two trailers? I'm gonna play them anyways and kind of parse through them. But I'll start with this. Right. First of all, free to play, and what that means for me is very simple. If I don't like it, it just cost me a little bit of my time, so I'm cool. Class keeps calling Tracy McGrady. I just don't want to hear that. No, he's better than Tracy McGrady. Use somebody else. Stop. You could say he's falling off or whatever, but we're not using him. It's not T-Mac. Not him.
Tracy McGrady?
Not him. He's better than that. But
at least say he was Kobe. Damn, bruh.
That's kind of. But anyways, but yeah. I know next nothing about that game, but I'm curious. So it's a Warner Brothers, so WB platform fighter that's centered around more teamwork oriented combat 2v2 than it's not that you can't play 1v1s, but every platform fighter tries to do something a little different to innovate it because obviously all of them are going to be to most people a Smash clone, so to speak. Smash has its IPs. Smash Brothers has its crossovers and everything, and it is what it is. It's percentage, Smash ball, blah blah blah. There's other ones, but I'm gonna talk about the ones that are like actually good. I know people like Brawlhalla. Brawlhalla? No, Brawl Out is which one's Brawl Out? Brawl's the one with Juan from Guacamelee, right? And Hyperlight Drifter. That one's not good, but Rivals of Aether to me is the best one that I've played. That's not Smash related, but I actually think it's better than Ultimate. I'll be very honest with you. I think it's a much better game. And the biggest difference with that game is aside from like having one extra attack button and the synergy with the moveset, is that every character feels vastly different. To the point where some air characters have air smash and the ground smashes don't work as well. You cannot block. You can only parry and dodge roll, and you cannot grab the ledge. So you have to land on the stage. There's no magnet hands to ledge grab, and you'd be surprised while those little changes completely play how you have to play the game, to the point that a lot of times when me and my friends are playing Rivals and Smash back to back or whatever order, there's an adjustment period where we're still playing the second platform fight like the first one are fucking up, to the point where like I was playing Smash for a point and I'm like, wait, I can block, I forgot. I was just dodging and trying to like evade shit. I'm like, oh shit, there's a block button in this game. So I'm gonna actually show the original like 6 trailer from a while ago first, and I'll show like the little new cinematic one. But I really like it. So that's the WB game. I almost forgot about that. So it's coming out. Is UI Shaggy Raw? I haven't played it. I've only been able to see people play open. I think it's open beta or closed. I think it's closed beta right now. Actually, I think it's closed beta. So I've seen people playing it. I've been looking at like actually for these things. I won't lie to you. I tend to go to more Smash content creators that I know of, like Hungry Box or like a DeBuzz or something, and Void. Remember some Smash people that I like, and get their opinions on it because they play platform fighters and they're Smash guys, so they understand the minutia a little better. I was told that Multiversus is like Rivals of Aether if you played it on the moon. It's a lot of area mobility and movement, and apparently moves don't auto cancel into the ground. So if you like a fast falling aerial, the animation still comes out. But I'll start with this first trailer here. You guys want to watch it on stream? Let me put it in Discord.
Everybody.
Talking about you guys.
I mean, I have the fucking stream up, so.
As do I.
Okay. I'm gonna put it on stream first. So this is the original trailer, so they're kind of just explaining certain things about it. Blah blah blah.
Oh, we sent that shit.
Hmm.
No, I'm watching the game. Sorry.
Oh shoot. Wait. Oh, today's the Warriors playing, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'm gonna move this for a second. Our chat box thingy. I'm gonna move that. Nope, that's the wrong thing. But yeah, it's anything that's owned by Warner Brothers. So you'd be surprised. Like, there's a lot of things. I think Rick and Morty, they'll be next. I'm pretty sure Matrix is Warner Brothers. Am I correct?
I believe so.
So I actually think we'll see like a Neo, especially with like the new thing coming out, whatever, blah blah. But and then I thought it was really funny and interesting that they completely leaned into the Shaggy memes of Ultra Instinct and just made it like a part of this moveset. But again,
of course they did.
Yeah, we're gonna look at a couple of things. But one thing, I am a person who's very big fan of attention to detail and the very small things. Like if I come out of the water in a game and my character's clothing is still wet and it takes a while for my clothes to dry and meet to drip off, and I can see like the sand is actually muddy, because like I know it's such a small detail, but like this game has so much love into it that I appreciate, because I could tell the moment I saw Tom and Jerry, because they're one character, but their entire moveset is revolved around them fighting one another like they do in the cartoon. So Jerry might take a fucking mallet, try to hit Jerry, he dodges it, but it hits Batman in the damn face. Or like he'll slingshot Tom into somebody. And I'm like, wow. When Velma is doing her crawl animation, she drops her glasses and acts like she's looking for them. And I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ.
Jinkies.
I love that shit. So let's give it a watch.
Also, why I like that Shaggy and
I'm Tony,
Batman
the game director.
had a team up in the trailer, because you know the new Scooby-Doo movies, Batman and Robin are in there.
But also Harley Quinn and Tasmanian Devil made so much sense. Like that was really good too. Like if you're a DC person, because she has hyenas and shit, and weird like aggressive animals that you think are fucking cute.
Director and co-founder here at Player First Games. We're here today to give you a first look at our new game, Multiversus. About 2 years ago, we had a question. Can we create a platform fighter that embodies everything we love about the genre, removes the pain points, and brings in some new ideas? Multiversus emphasizes teamwork and social play with an ever-expanding, diverse cast of characters that you know and love. This is our take on the competitive platform fighter. Cooperative, deep combat mechanics across multiple platforms, and free to play. Everything is better with your friends, and that's a bond we want to emphasize across our modes, especially in 2v2.
Hi, coming at you!
Every character has unique moves that focus on team play, whether that's a smoke bomb for Batman to cover your team's movement,
Batman out.
Steven shielding his ally for extra defense,
Need a shield?
saving someone with a lasso tree, or using Bugs Bunny's tunnel. The better your teamwork, the better your chances are to win.
You're under my protection!
We built the game from the ground up for teamwork and co-op to deliver a more unique experience that we think players will enjoy. And for those of us who like to play solo, don't worry, we support that too.
But don't get it twisted. The game is definitely built from the ground up to be more of a 2v2 experience. It's not necessarily for 1v1. So that will be the make or break for me. And the game does look a lot faster than I thought it was going to be based off this initial thing where people are like, no, the game's got a good speed to it and stuff. Like, I thought it was going to be a little bit slow, kind of like, I don't want to say PlayStation All-Stars is slow, but it definitely is comparatively to some other ones. But yeah, Steve Universe is Warner Brothers too, so they're in there. They got Ryan Dog is the only original character that I know of that I saw, but Warner Brothers has an extensive amount of properties. Like, you'd be surprised at what they can do, and I like that they lean into the wackiness and craziness. Like, they didn't try to make it edgy and serious. Like, I'm like, no, thank you. Bugs Bunny's riding on rockets and throwing fucking cupcakes at people. Excuse me.
What's up, Doc?
Exactly. That's what I'm here for. That trailer was so. I didn't like the trailer the first time I saw it for some reason, and then I watched it again. But this is actually a really good trailer.
A wolf of House Stark is not afraid.
Our roster has some of the most recognizable characters, so bring them to life with as close to one-to-one representation as possible through visuals, their worlds, their music, and more is important to us. That's why iconic voice talent powers many of our characters, like Kevin Conroy as Batman.
Let's go!
Batman.
In fact, we think you'll recognize
Kevin!
a lot of them.
Bet you didn't know about my dancing powers.
My roommate thinks I have
Tara
anger issues.
Strong.
Let's see what you think.
Get ready to eat my sword.
We're excited to show you our takes on characters from Tom and Jerry, to Arya Stark,
Not today.
to
Wait, dude, I got all kinds of tough guy lines.
Shaggy.
Zoinks.
Each fighter in Multiversus is unique, and we'll have a range of customizations available for all of them. And that's just the tip of the iceberg.
I'm gonna eat so many Scooby snacks.
Multiversus supports cross-play and cross-progression, so you can focus on
Yup,
what's
Jake.
important, who you'll play with, on what platform you want.
Friendship power.
That also means guilds and more social features. Get ready to challenge other guilds with yours, and see who's really ready for a fight. We'll have leaderboards and other ways to prove who's the best. Remember the last time you DC'd from a match? What about lag affecting your inputs? Us too. Multiverse's goal is best in class online. We're investing a lot
Roll
into making
back.
the most responsive gameplay and netcode, in addition to dedicated servers from day one for the life of the game. Our vision for Multiversus is that anyone and anything is possible. We'll serve our community with regular updates, including new characters, modes, skins, and events throughout the year for you and your friends. With your
Some of
help,
those skins
we want
are
to grow
incredible.
Multiversus to the best game in
Okay, I paused it here for a second just to make sure I'm not crazy. This is a Johnny Cage skin, right? For Shaggy? Am I tripping?
No, it is not.
And that's part of Warner Brothers too, right? Or does I don't remember exactly if Mortal Kombat will fall under this moniker. That's what I was thinking.
I do think they do own them now
Someone just check that for me while I'm watching, cause I'm not gonna Google it here. But
because they did the animated ones, right? That just came out like a few years ago.
Wait,
So
how did
it
the,
could be.
how did the Just
I saw the
Chilling-
Black Lantern Superman
can be.
skin.
Was that Just Chilling thing there the whole time? My bad. I did not know that was there. Why someone tell me? Remove that. In the way. So ugly.
Whether you want to freeze all your foes at once or compete in esports, you'll have a home here.
Batman versus Superman. Let's settle this once and for all.
That's our first look into Multiversus. We've got more iconic characters and features to reveal. Sign up at multiversus.com for a chance to participate.
Broken a sweat.
But yeah, that was the 6 month ago first look at it. I'm gonna check real quick for Mortal Kombat, because I think there'll probably be a character or two might be in the game. Let's see. It's distributed by Warner Brothers Pictures, so it's probably possible.
But yeah, that costume wasn't necessary. That wasn't.
I know
guaranteed necessarily.
it could have been like I was thinking it was like a martial arts I wasn't sure of, but for some reason it reminded me of Johnny Cage. That's why I asked the question. I could have been wrong. But we're gonna look at some idle animations and stuff too after, because like, oh god, there's so much. They did so well with this game. Because another thing that I appreciate this game did too is they kept, because so some of you may not know this, but there was like controversy with Iron Giant being in the game because Iron Giant's like, and Steven, as a little bit of Steven as well, because Steven's a pacifist. And I'm like, so was Superman. But anyways, right? The difference with Superman is he's not afraid to have to fight if he doesn't want, if he has to. But this game apparently has like kind of like classes, like assassin to the attack class, and like brawler or whatever, and support, defensive, blah blah blah. And Steven is a supportive defensive character. So his attacks, his moveset is not predicated on him necessarily attacking his opponent, more so that it is defending and supporting his partner. So it's still true to the characters, and I'm sure Iron Giant will have something similar. So I still think they're staying they're trying to stay in line with what these characters are and do and whatnot. So
Look, man. All I'm saying is, Cartoon Network did not have that one Sunday where they played Iron Giant all day.
Fucking day.
For y'all to come up here and say that Iron Giant shouldn't be in the fighting game with all them guns he got built in his system. I don't give a fuck if he a pacifist. That nigga got more guns on him than the entire history of the United States militia. He need to be in a fighting game up in the Thule up and blasting motherfuckers. Then afterwards, he can come back to his regular senses and be like, oh, I did something bad. I don't care.
Was that a Bizarro skin? No, that was a DC Zombie skin, I believe. DC Zombies. If you've ever seen that, I don't think it was a Bizarro skin. I think it's from the Black Lantern event. So yeah, but okay, let's watch this and then we'll talk a bit because this trailer is pretty good. Let me put it back on screen for anyone who hasn't seen it. I think I've seen this at least once a day since it came out.
Strange energy signature detected.
Computer.
This part's funny to me a little bit because like if one of them is in the background there, isn't he just in Themyscira? He didn't like leave his world. I noticed it's like my fourth watch, but anyways.
What's my location? Computer.
Hey, dude! What's going on here?
Where am I?
What's up, Doc?
Look out!
Hey!
Whoa! Zoinks! What'd I do to you?
Not cool.
Whoa! You all right? Wow, that was messed up how that thing tornadoed you.
You are the cutest little guy. I'm calling you Slobber, because you look like your name might be Slobber. You're gonna pay for attacking Slobber.
Batman and Shaggy looking like Shaq and Kobe.
Look out below!
I don't know what's happening here, but this looks like a job for... All right, then. You're with me.
Just know I'm gonna be on that, bro. I'll be streaming that for sure.
Yeah, that was a pretty good trailer.
Right? I didn't like it the first time for some weird reason, but
yeah, you're just annoying. That's why. That was a good trailer.
I'm telling you, bro. You don't like new shit. That's what it is.
What
this shit gotta grow on you. nigga see something new and people like it, he'd be like, eh. And then he see it on his own time a couple more times. Like, you know what? I actually do like this.
You gotta wait for the thing to get at least a month old.
I gotta
Yeah.
it gotta load in my head. But yeah, they could expand it in many ways. The classic face and stars coming out. But yeah, I'm looking for it. Yeah, I was interested. I remember, I think Simi, we talked about it when it first kind of like, I'll keep an eye on it. But as I've been watching stuff, like, because Nickelodeon All Stars, I just never look good to me at all at a capacity. They don't even fucking make sounds, right? So I'm like, ew. But this game, I'm like, you're getting a lot of the like original voice actors that we all know and love, Jim Cummings and stuff like that, Kevin Conroy, Tim Daly, and all. So I'm like, okay, Tara Strong, like, I'm here for this. Like, you can tell there's a lot of love put in this game, and I've already seen like a cake skin for Jake, and I'm sure there'll be like a Fiona skin for like for Finn the Human. So like I think some of the skins and all those stuff will be really good. According to them, it's not pay to win. Obviously, you never know with these corporations. It's just for cosmetics. So I'll probably have a nice Superman skin, because one thing I'll give about the New 52 skin, New 52 Superman suit, that original kind of like armored one is clean. I need that. So if there's a New 52 suit, I'm rocking that. You know me, I don't fuck with the underwear over the spandex like that. It's not much. It don't be moving me. The ad is a little bit corny, but I've been watching Shofu stream the alpha and look crazy fun. Oh, shout out to Shofu. Fuck, I used to watch him back in the day. I listen to his music though. That's fine. Skins are fine. Yeah, I'm okay with that. I'll probably.
Yeah, but how would it even be pay to win to begin with?
Oh, because a lot of these type of games will do something like maybe you can buy crystals to unlock EXP or buy weaponry that you could also grind to get, but if you just have the money, you can just buy it. I think that's usually what they mean by pay to win. So let's say there's like I'm just gonna call it the golden gun, and maybe if I play a lot for like 4 months and get a certain amount of EXP, I can get it. But conversely, you can just sell out $100 and buy it. It's kind of like pay to win, It incentivizes the people who are going to just shell out the cash to get what they want instead of people who are going to grind it. It's easier for them. That's my understanding, at least, anyways. But there's a lot of extra small tidbits other than the skins that I really like. So I'm gonna see if I can find it. But I like some of the idle animations. I thought Batman Zone was really good, because he does the kind of Dark Knight, the Batman animated series, the shadowed look when his cloak is closed and he's in the shadows, you can just see the white in his eyes. When he stands for a while, he just gets his. I'm like, bro, you think I see what you did there, little nigga? Okay, all right, I'm fucking with it. So yeah, there's some good ones, and hold on, okay, yeah, and yeah, not Shaggy. Tom and Jerry's like just general stance is good too. But yeah, look at some of these idle animations. I think they're really good. Let me remove this real quick. Just chilling. This being the way. This character Ryan Dog is. I think I said it earlier, but it's a completely new and original character.
It came out of neck.
Knock 2, baby. I'm not enjoying it. The Arya pose. Finn just puts his sword away. By the way, Tasmanian Devil can like eat you. He can like pepper you up and shit and like eat you, turn you like a chicken and eat you to do damage and shit. It's pretty cool. This one I like too because this is something Jake would definitely do. Just make a chair and sit on it. Don't like Red Jake though.
Yeah, red. Bean page Jake kind of scared me.
Like, bruh. When I saw this, I just had to stop. I said, "There's no way. This is one of the best.
Yeah,
this is really good. This is a great idle animation. I'm sorry, this is fucking perfect."
Yeah, that's fucking gas.
Mm. because they're just fighting each other the whole time. Thinking no one else on any mind. And Velma has like Phoenix Wright-esque gameplay where she finds clues. So like, you know, Jinkies finds a clue and it's like, and then like, you know, at the end when they call the police and it's like you're the perpetrator and they pull the mask off of you, like a cop car can come and like carry you away, which is pretty funny. Reminds me of Phoenix Wright a little bit in I want to say place All Stars, MVC, Ultimate MVC. So yeah, I'm excited for it, man.
Yeah, I mean, shit. Honestly,
it's free. So
our first clue should have been the money that they was putting out to retain a lot of the characters' original voices. But yeah, now like they, at least from what these videos have been showing, they putting in the work.
Yeah. And I'm a personal believer that no one thing should kind of have a monopoly on a genre, whatever the case is. Like that's why Disney scares me, because more and more everything is just Disney. I think Smash needs some real legitimate competition as platform fighters, like legitimate, that like a lot of people like. So I'm hoping they can challenge them. I don't know.
I was just about to say that would probably make Smash become a better game with all these other games, especially since they're giving this shit out for free.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, because monopolies are never good. Period. Like as long as they stay consistent, the two things that it needs to be popular is good net code, as FGC calls it, and consistent updates. What's the fucking phrase I'm looking for? Support, not support, but yeah, support from the developers. As long as they keep those two things, it'll be fine. As long as the online is good and that they continue to support it post launch, then it'll be fine. It being cross-play and cross progression is already doing a lot, in my opinion. As Lord Jesus, getting just cross-play alone with fucking games is pulling teeth.
I agree.
Let alone cross progression. Free to play as well. You know, people like enjoy the free to play thing ever since freaking that became the quote unquote norm, starting with Fortnite and shit. So niggas don't even gotta pay money and it's available on everything.
Yeah.
Get some good PR in there, some good ads. Yeah, it has the potential to do fine.
Yeah, and I think I want to see how the team. I want to see if people more go solo or go 2-on-2. But this is the video I wanted to show you guys real quick, because even the double jump of like Jerry trying to catch Tom, like he's trying to scrape up, like this. I just think that I like the animation for this game a lot. But you see what I mean about like, their entire moveset is around fighting each other. Like I love this. And apparently you could separate them too.
These are actual things that happened in the episode 2. So yeah, that's a real attention to detail.
You'll see there's that champagne one that's really good too. So that number 5, yeah. Apparently, he could just like die. Oh, but that's the thing. They can do a little back and forth there. I thought this was so clever. This is so good. I have a thing for really clever fighting game character designs.
You know, this is absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
Especially this freaking control projectile scheme. That seems real nasty.
Shout out to them, man. They got taunt. What's a dodge roll? Jerry is dead. So Tom and Jerry don't behave as a puppet character like Zelina. I don't think so, but I know there's a way you can kind of separate them and you can make them. I don't think act independently, but like you saw them hit back and forth the little thing or like the champagne cork and stuff. I think you can do stuff like that, but I don't think they're gonna operate just like Rosalina and Luma. But I don't know, man. I was very impressed. I think you said something. This is the cheapest way to make games in terms of making it in this type of style or whatever. I think you said. I don't remember if you told me that, but like
I don't recall saying anything like that. I do recall saying that
it's
the
cheap,
reason
maybe.
why a lot of games have this type of art design and graphics is to so that they run on everything smoothly, especially
that's what you said.
budget. Yeah,
because it's on Switch too apparently. So I was shocked.
yeah, everything that has that Fortnite graphics, if you will, is because it's low end, so it runs smoothly and consistently on everything. So that includes budget devices, budget computers, desktops and laptops, so on and so forth. So I mean, which is a good thing. That's one of the most important things about a competitive a multiplayer game, for it to run consistently, right? So
roll back, yeah, hey. No, I'm kidding. Where's OBS? Oh, there it is. This is I want you to see that like charge move that she has, where like when the Scooby-Doo characters run and they kind of run in place for a second with the Sonic legs. She got the attack like that. But I think she's. There it is. It's like there's no fucking way. Yeah, her head got bigger, by the way, yes.
When a Hanna-Barbera character gets eliminated from the stage, fucking Porky Big shows up at the top, says, "That's all, folks."
Yeah, that's all, folks. Yeah, I was saying that. It's really good, right? This is small. Like I said, it's really the small things, man. I'm telling you.
She got good maneuvering abilities.
Yep. Jinkies. I'm just happy they completely leaned into like the wackiness and everything. I wasn't sure if they would. I'm like, oh, because I'm gonna get cool for like the edgy people. Oh god, it could be fucking Batman. No, I'm like, okay, thank you. But yeah, could they be annoying with that shit? Hardcore gamers. So yeah, but I'm excited for this. I mean, I'll just ask this just because. I mean. If you don't know for sure if it's a Warner Brothers series, you can ask. But is there anybody you'd be excited to see or interested in seeing, personally? I hope they don't lean too much into DC characters. I actually think the Holy Trinity is enough, personally, with plus Harley Quinn. I don't know how big the roster will be, but I don't think they should overdo it. But are there anyone you guys want to see?
Shit, I'm not even sure who freaking WB owns. Shit.
Yeah, I gotta look at what Warner Brothers has.
I'll pull it up.
They got fuck, no, never mind.
They got freaking WB has fucking Lord of the Rings, right?
I believe so. Well, we can just take a look here.
I believe they have Mad Max. I'm just going off of the games that are literally published under fucking WB games, but they should have Mad Max too, right? I think.
Nah, I wouldn't know. Let's see. Oh, Osmosis Jones.
Ooh.
That'll be interesting. Cats Don't Dance, Quest for Camelot, Iron Giant, obviously, Looney Tunes. Okay. We'll have a humongous list. Okay, let's go television, family, and home entertainment. Let's open these up. See what we can find. This shit gave me Space Jam. Like, bro, I'm serious. What's up?
I was gonna say, I guess I don't know if this would constitute as a different character, so I guess they would have to do skins for this, but like the Lunatics Unleashed.
Oh, they'll probably do stuff like that.
Oh yeah, that could be a skin. That absolutely could be a skin.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. MK characters. Velma looks fun to play. I know Velma looks like Ben 10, Harry Potter, Johnny Bravo. Yes. I do think Harry Potter is Warner Brothers. Actually, it's a good point.
Oh yeah, it definitely is.
I want like a all-encompassing list, but I can't really find too much.
Warner Brothers really got everybody.
Supernatural, Big Bang Theory, the fuck, Prince. Yo, it's over. No, I was kidding. It's okay. But I forgot Smallville's that too, but it's DC. I need a Smallville skin. I need Clark with the blue and red primary color with the jacket he always got on. I need a blur skin, bro. Give me the blur skin. I need that now. I don't care for Vampire Diaries and stuff. Arrowverse. Yeah, again, we don't overdo the DC stuff. Oh, iZombie and Lucifer wouldn't be bad. I get a character from those in there. Yeah, let's see. Home entertainment. Damn, I just want like a all-encompassing list of what they own. But yeah, I mean, the one that I think for sure they'll add, because I think I checked this and it was Warner Brothers, was Rick and Morty. I think they'll be there for sure, and The Matrix. I don't know if you guys are trying to see Neo. I'm trying to see Mr. Smith. Warner Brothers Entertainment. Yep, they own it. I'd pay money to get Sheldon from Big Bang Theory in here. Okay. iZombie copying moves, eating the brains. Yep. Spintails, Gizmo Duck, Ben 10 characters would have to be fun. Do they have Static Shock? Static Shock is DC, so it would fall under Warner Brothers, so that wouldn't be bad. Gollum would be interesting. It's Lord of the Rings. Look that up again.
Yeah, it should be.
What does
I need to see my man's Duck Dodgers.
I think someone said Duck Dodgers earlier. I don't remember though.
That was me. I need him. He funny.
You love
and the theme song slap. Duck Dodgers in a 24th in a 1/2 century. Like, how is it 24th and a half?
What you mean?
I was so confused when I was a kid. Who says 20? Like, they list the century and then put a half on it. What?
I don't know, but Lola Rabbit. A lot of characters were Data Man. But Rick and Morty was easily one. I'm not sure how to. That one I think was obvious. Gonna come. I wonder if they'll separate them though, or there'll be a tandem. Cause Loki and Morty doesn't need to be in this game. It's Puerto Rican. It's Portal Gun and ship and shit. But seeing how different character synergy works together will be also really be interesting to see. Because I think naturally a lot of characters probably work well together. Like I'd argue probably Finn and Jake have a complementary moveset and stuff. But I'm excited for it though. I'm just gonna say that I don't care for I see Pinky and the Brain. Okay.
Oh, Animaniacs? Well, shit, bitch. Yeah.
Shit.
Pinky and the motherfucking Brain, Nick. Okay. Now bear with me, okay? Now I know what's going on. It's a little contentious. Oh damn, I'm wrong. Okay, I was still on to check something, but I was wrong. Different studio. Never mind. We good.
Oh shit.
I had to double check. Like I wasn't sure. I had to double check. Never mind. We good. But yeah. I don't know. This game could really be super wacky with the cast of characters, even crazier than Smash with the properties that these guys own. So I'm very excited. Not y'all getting horny over Lola Rabbit. Stop.
Anyways,
but
Godzilla and or King Kong should appear. Maybe. Possibly.
that's Warner Brothers King.
I'm just looking at a list of Warner Brother movies.
Oh, okay. What do you see that we would know? Cause
I mean,
I couldn't find a proper list. It just showed me like we have Warner Brothers Entertainment, Warner Brothers Animation, Warner Brothers Straight to Home. I'm like, no, give me a list of shit y'all make and own and whatnot. That's what I want.
It's going through by decade. So I just clicked 2020 through 2029. I saw that the Godzilla versus Kong was under them. So
I feel it.
Man, this a fucking lot. Shit.
Newt?
I feel kind shit. Oh shit. Evil Dead. Ash from Evil Dead could be in here. Shit. Well, shit.
Okay, hold on. That's powerful.
Yeah, I'm a little overwhelmed. These niggas been around since like the fucking 20s. I'm like, shit.
That's what I was saying. Like,
look.
It's like Carl's like Christ.
Sydney's vocabulary kills me, bro.
What am I doing? I just speaking.
This man just throws shit in there like an ad lib.
Shit, nigga. Damn.
This should be having me weak, bro.
Yeah, you got. But by the way, yeah, Harry Potter is there for sure. And so I think we'll get a Mortal Kombat character. I don't think they'll overdo it though because they already have like their games and whatnot. I think they'll add like one.
I need to put Voldemort in there.
Okay.
Ugh.
Who we working with though? the boy who lived. They got adversary synergy.
That's my guy.
Okay.
Harry Potter, that nigga for real.
Nah, J.K. Rowling, my nigga for real.
What? You're gonna have to remove that. We don't want you getting in trouble, bro.
She's allowed to have her opinion, man.
Nah, she is. And you are also allowed to have your opinion. But your opinion should not align with her opinion for the sake of your bag.
Fair enough. Life and Adventures of Buster Bear. That's way back. Nah, it's too far back. Damn it. Love Thy Neighbor. What is this? I need help. I need something contemporary. I'm like, my parents aren't even alive, bro. What the fuck? I don't know. I actually didn't know Warner Brothers was this old though. I didn't know they went this far back.
Oh, it's an old ass company, man.
World War II. Is Percy Jackson Warner Brothers? I don't know. I really don't. But all right, I'll leave it at that. You guys got any final words?
It's a never-ending.
She had no idea that it was going in depth with this. I already thought this was just going to be another
Nickelodeon
cash grab. Yeah, I had no freaking clue. So
have they improved that at all? Look at it. Keep going. Sorry.
Have they? Shit, I don't even know. And I actually own the game now. That's so crazy. Fuck you, Humble.
Warner Brothers, they technically own Cartoon Network too, so you can have like.
Yeah. Okay. So
Samurai Jack in there.
Oh my goodness. I'm fighting any Tagashi fans getting washed with Jack.
Yeah, if they had the Powerpuff Girls in there, I'm rolling with that.
You think they'll make them like one character, like a trio?
I hope not, because they all have their own specific abilities.
But they don't. I mean, I feel you, but I still think they shouldn't take up 3 different slots.
That's true.
11 days ago, Nick All-Stars is not dead. Do they talk yet?
No. Buster and hype. There is. This might bring some people.
But it seriously got potential. Like,
yeah.
I don't even got no reason to hate. So you know what? Shit, they got my support. They got my support. Okay.
Nigga just sprinkle that shit in there. Shit.
Yo, you know me, I speak free to play.
Hugh Neutron and Rocco review. Took a gander. May 13th. I did not put it on screen.
You did it. We just looking at your black ass.
Nope. That's not what I want to move. Nope. It's not what I want to move. Nope. It's not what I want to move. Nope. That means I messed everything up under this. That's fucking crazy. Everything gonna be like slightly shifted a little bit. I hate it here.
Still don't seem like sound to me.
I genuinely curse if people play this.
Hold on, I'm gonna put it in the voice that I'm laughing at, bro. Oh my god.
Bro, this game does not look polished. I didn't know Garfield's in this shit. Shout out Toph. But weird.
Shit, just sound effects. Dang. They said we not getting no voice actors.
I didn't know Hugh was Thing's dad's actual name. There's Rocco. Okay, whatever. Yeah, see, I told you everything would be off a little bit. Look at my camera. Shifted. Damn it. But yeah. That's that. But alright. You guys be safe. We're gonna be out. Today was fun. Alright. Goodbye.
Yeah.
We're gonna be playing Multiversus on stream when the open beta is out.